What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later.
What's going on, everyone? And welcome to another episode of After Hours on Room 9. I'm your host, Carrie, and here are my wonderful. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
My wonderful co hosts got Q, Miss Sanchez, Lex, Slimmy, Miss Kim and I, the Gemini, and we have some others coming a little bit later. Chat, we appreciate you all being here with us. We don't take your presence lightly. No, not lightly. Yeah, lightly. We don't take your presence lightly. We appreciate you. Do us a favor, hit the like button if you haven't already. Interact in the chat. Keep it respectful. Don't spam. Other than that, we're good to go. And yeah. Oh, you know what would be funny if we had like a contest for somebody who could do the T. Hanley commercial. Cause they do it in the chat. I noticed that the chat like does the commercial as it's playing. That would be kind of cool if somebody could do it. But anyway, how's everybody doing today on this lovely Tuesday night? What's going on, y'all?
Delightful. What kind of candle is that?
This is actually from the Dollar Tree.
Does it smell like anything?
It does. It's real subtle. My favorite candles I get from Target. They're Casa Luna. No, not Casa. They're Threshold from Target. But I ran out, so I needed a candle. Dollar Tree is like down the street. I was like, okay, this might work. So that's my backup candle. But it's called Calm. It's like very subtle, very subtle. So, how you all doing?
Good.
Room 9.
Trying to stay warm.
Yeah, what's the weather been like? First of all, for us, this whole storm thing, I'm not downplaying everybody. You know, I know some people really got hit hard, but we got like almost nothing. Like almost nothing.
We got snow, then the temperatures dropped, so it turned into ice.
Mm.
Power out. I didn't think I was gonna come tonight because the power. Well, I was at work. It said your power is out or in your area. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, Houston didn't get it as bad as we thought we would.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
How was it in Oklahoma, Quentin?
If you saw my IG, you would know.
I'm not on IG
We,
like
we,
that.
we,
Do
we
I
was
need to go
getting
look to
get your roll on. We was doing donuts in the snow.
Oh God. Did y'all end up
Everybody get
having to
your
shovel
roll
anybody
on.
out or like plow anybody out?
We didn't plow. We had it's like a yank rope, and yeah, we helped some people not be stuck anymore.
Oh wow.
How many of y'all are going out there? Y'all just like send out a group text like, "Hey, let's go." Like
It's
pull
like
people
10
out.
of us, and we just drive around. We find open fields and try to get ourselves stuck, type of thing. Yeah.
Do the cops mess with y'all doing
Slimmy
that?
saw it. Slimmy, you saw it, didn't you?
I just saw you
Hold up.
doing donuts. I ain't see what I just saw you doing
Yeah.
donuts. Man,
What about you, Slimmy? I know you said the roads are bad.
man.
Hold up.
I
About to
just
get gnarly.
really more so.
I was about to say that look like a slow donut. Is that? Can you do a slow donut?
I look like that's in slow motion.
That's what I did for like 4 days.
Oh no, I saw that. Yeah, I
Just a
saw
big
that.
old, just a big old kid playing in the, just like a big old kid playing in the snow. It was fun.
Yeah, it just seemed like people's driving is just like at an all-time low. I just don't understand, man. Folks just like the roads were bad for like an hour and a half, and I understood people moving really slow on the highway. But after a certain point, once you got past a certain point, the highway was cool. They still was driving slow. I just didn't understand it. I don't get it. It's like they start panicking. Like if you've been in Cleveland for years, like you know how this go. Well, I don't know. I'll just be lost about certain things. Like people be panicking. It feels like because they said it's gonna be a really bad snowstorm, people was driving like that beyond what they should have been though. So I don't know. That's just my observation. People seem like they were scared. It is what it is.
Yeah. Lex, how was it in Chicago? Oh, dude, you said okay. I was about to say you shared Chicago before. Okay.
I
How was it
stayed in
there?
the entire weekend. I did
Yeah.
not see outside. I was not going out there, and I gained the entire time.
Are you playing like the same game the whole time, or did you switch it up?
Sometimes I switch it up, but I really do like Marvel Rivals. It's constantly changing. We on the sixth season, so it's like you have to fail so many times at a certain character, and I am awesome now, so I'm super cocky. But yeah, people are driving crazy out there. They had a four-car accident
Hmm.
on the expressway, and I don't know if it's because of funding, but we don't have the expressways cleaned up and salted like we normally do. This year, it just seems like it was different. And my dad does that. He plows snow, or he's the manager for people that plows the snow, supervisor or whatever. But it's just crazy because they don't. I think they get like really like $50 an hour in overtime.
Hmm.
But since the city doesn't want to pay them like that, and they have a lot of time on the job, the
That
roles have been
well-paid
ridiculous.
mayor. That well-paid mayor don't want to
It,
allocate the funding.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Them roles are bad, and they reflected it. And people on the south side always normally complain, but I think it was universally like citywide. Everybody was kind of pissed.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, one of the roads near my house, there was like 3 different accidents the day before it was supposed to snow. I'm like, what is going on? I don't know if people were rushing to the store or I mean, I know accidents
Mhm.
happen, but it just seemed real weird, especially the places that it happened. I was just like, I think people are like in a panic. So I
Mhm.
don't know. I think I told you I had to calm myself down because I was starting to panic too. My husband was like, "You, if you don't act like you from Jersey and get it together," I was like,
No, I'm
"Sorry,
with
sorry,
you.
let me get it back together."
I was like, we're gonna run out of food. What are we gonna do?
Eric, did you end up watching Nefarious by any chance?
No, I didn't. I gotta add.
Oh.
I'm already in the hole with Miss Sanchez. Now I'm so bad, y'all.
I only recommended that to you because I thought you would really like it, and it would be a
No,
decent discussion on like the death penalty.
I'm definitely going. Wait, is it okay? I'm definitely going to get to it. I promise I will. I'm just, yeah.
Just in context, he this guy's going on death row, and
Is he gonna get
it's a
executed?
I'm not telling you, but there's an atheist that comes in, and he's supposed to sign off on whether he's sane or insane to stand for the death penalty. And the inmate basically telling him like, I am a demon. And the guy was looking like, no, you're just psychotically, something wrong with you. And he's like, no, you ignorant sack of meat. Yo, he's like, he is so it's one of the most intelligent conversations I have ever seen that was based in a movie based on spirituality of believers and non-believers, heaven and hell. And I was really intrigued about the death penalty because now my mind has changed about the death penalty now.
Okay, well, I'll take a look at it. I will take a look at it. Whew, okay. So I guess we can go ahead and get all into the show. Quentin, we got anything new on Netflix? My series ran out. Sneaky Pete
My
is
attention has
over.
been occupied for the last 3 days.
And I watched the Rip, I think it's called, with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Is that Matt Damon in there, I think? So I'm running out of stuff to watch. But maybe that's a sign. Maybe I need to read. I'll read a book. All right, well, let's not belabor this. We'll go ahead and get into the first video. Here we go.
Startling new video shows the moment a 19-month-old baby falls out of a moving vehicle and onto the road in a busy intersection in Fullerton. That child's mother has been arrested and is facing charges of child abuse.
The child was rushed to the hospital but is expected to be okay. Jillian Smuckler is live in Fullerton with more on what happened. Jillian?
Hi, Sharon, Micah. Yeah, just hard to watch all around. It happened in this intersection behind me. That moment caught on camera, and now millions of people have seen that video online. Of course, as you just mentioned, that child falling out of a moving SUV. And nearly a week after it happened, the child's mother is now in custody. The video is hard to watch. You can see a black SUV making a turn Tuesday morning when the front passenger door suddenly swings open. A toddler can be seen tumbling out of the vehicle onto the asphalt and landing right in the middle of the intersection. The SUV then stops abruptly, forcing the driver behind it to slam on the brakes, coming to a stop just inches from the child. Moments later, a woman rushes from the driver's seat, scoops up the child, places them back in the SUV, and drives away.
It's criminal. Obviously, the child doesn't look to be in car seat or any safety measure taken when transporting a child that's necessary to get anybody from point A to point B.
Police later identified the woman as 35-year-old Jacqueline Hernandez of La Habra and says she's the child's mother. They say the toddler suffered injuries consistent with the fall and was taken to the hospital, but is expected to be okay.
I'm unaware of where the child is or who they're with.
Despite the dramatic scene, police say they didn't receive any 911 calls when it happened. But the video later exploded on social media, garnering hundreds of thousands of views. It sparked widespread outrage among many parents, including one local mom who ended up showing that video to police.
Sorry. Okay. Would you tell on the mother? Who that just did something to me? I'm sorry. That was like I okay. Sorry. Would you tell on the mother or would you stay quiet? And to go deeper, because I know I heard Anton ask this earlier. Would you say something if you were there? Like, would you have called the cops? And or if you were not there but you saw this video, would you send the video to the authorities or like try to find out who this woman is for them to, I guess, investigate her, do something with her? So those are the questions here.
I mean, I wouldn't chase her down to get her information, but if I was there long enough, yeah, I would report it and I would go try to make sure the baby was okay, because It's so many red flags. Why was he in the front passenger seat to begin with? That means he can get close to the door and open it himself. He should have been in the back or restrained in a car seat in the middle so he couldn't even get to the door. It's just so many things wrong with that. So, I mean, I definitely would have tried to see if he was okay. I wouldn't have chased her down to make sure the police found her, but if I could have got a hold to her license plate, then yeah, because maybe she don't need no kids. And don't say I was in a rush because you could have rushed and put him in his car seat. So I would have turned her ass in.
That
Yeah.
that was so.
But I'm mandated by law. If you see anything with kids, you got to report them. So
I'm not mandated, but I am a snitch, and I'm telling. So, like, just like Ms. Sanchez said, to be in the front seat and not be in a car seat, there's so much wrong with that. I don't think that that's the extent of essentially child abuse. Like this kid's life is in danger because even if she had gotten into an accident, the likelihood of this child being critically injured would have been very high. So at this point, I'm looking at that as child abuse. I'm telling.
I don't know. Anybody else? I don't know why it just because the child was so like she could have ran over her own child, the car behind, like she's turning in the intersection, the child. Jesus, I'm
SUV,
sorry.
a nice little fall. It's not like a car where he could have kind of just rolled out. It was an SUV, so he was up.
Yeah, that was just like God was okay.
Right, because the thing is, with her stopping like that, if the car behind her had been a little closer and tried to avoid hitting her and went around,
yes,
then what?
Yep. Slimmy, what's your thoughts? I see you nodding your head. What's your thoughts?
I don't even know how stuff like that happens. That's hella negligent. I think he probably got to take the child from the parent. I don't think their mind is on parenting or focused on parenting if that's the outcome of a daily drive. So I think you gotta let that child be in the care of the state. And I never really ever want that to happen, but if it's just a strange situation for a parent to be in. We gotta do better as people. We just gotta do better. That kid should have been in a car seat. That should have never happened. But yeah, that's sad to see. That's really sad to see.
Yeah.
That
So
broke my
would y'all
heart watching
tell?
it.
Y'all seem lethargic. Y'all good?
No, we ain't lethargic. We just saw that video was a lot. That video was well.
Imagine if she was on the expressway and her baby did that.
Right.
Why are we imagining everything? Nothing happened.
Because
the kid fell out the car. That was something.
Yeah, that was a
y'all
lot.
keep saying, so y'all could have said all this, imagine this, imagine that. It's fine. The kid is fine.
That's where my headspace was looking at the video. Like, my God, if she was on the E-way, that baby, it's. I know it's reaching, but it's not because I don't know. That just scared me. It bothered me watching it, and I definitely would have told. I would have more than told. I would have from a safe distance been recording her license plate and seeing what direction she's headed until the dispatcher says stop. I wouldn't have approached her by far, but that, oh my God,
Yeah.
that
So
poor baby.
so Quentin, I'm curious of what your thoughts are because well, let me not
I
assume.
tend to mind my own business, so I don't think I would have told no. I'm not a see something, say something kind of guy. I'm like, let me get out of here type of. Why are you looking at me like that? You probably was frozen. Yeah, I'm not a.
Okay. Well,
Unless like, yeah.
I don't think I would have said anything either.
Why not?
I think that what is there for me to say? I don't think it's a wrong answer either way. You know what I'm saying? I think that in some situations, I'm pretty sure that all of us at some point in our life could have got taken away from our households if everything had been reported based off of what it is that happened to us.
Just didn't get caught.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I honestly believe. I think that I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I sometimes it's just like, man, that's their thing. That's what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I would have said it. Like I don't. Okay, let me say this. I don't. I'm sure 100% that I would not have tracked the person down, look to find a license plate, and then figure out how I could send it to the police. If I see something in the moment and it's an emergency situation, yep, I'm gonna call the police. Am I going to go and track something down based off of what I seen on social media? No, I'm not gonna do that. So that's kind of my mindset is if something is happening in a moment, then yeah, I'll go and find out. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, call the police, y'all. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. But I'm not going to go and track somebody down off of social media. I'm not that type of person.
what about if you were there?
As fast as she got up and drove away, what am I gonna do? Follow her?
I'm with you, Lex.
That was
I would have
literally
followed
split
her
second.
from afar. I would have put on my whole private investigator hat. And I would have been tailing her from afar.
She
Nah,
would have got a few
I'm not the
blocks.
follow. I'm not the follow somebody type of person. I'm not on that type of time. So
A
no.
few blocks. If I'm heading in that direction, definitely. Oh yeah, she going westbound.
Cause okay, so all right, when you start to deep dive into it, you think the state can raise her kid better than her?
I
Maybe.
wouldn't I
Still.
would I
They'll
wouldn't
lock her
be
in a car
following
seat.
her so much to call the cops as I would one to like kind of make sure that the baby don't fall out again type thing. And then two, I would probably gauge it like where she once she gets to the destination, assuming that it's safe. Because if she drives up into some crazy area, then I might have to say a prayer for the baby and go my own way. But assuming everything is safe, I might observe to kind of see, does she seem shaken up? Was she rushing? What like maybe this was one of those real crazy situations where she just had real horrible judgment because of whatever. Maybe I can talk to her. Like I would sit from afar and try to figure out what I think my next move should be. I wouldn't automatically call the cops, but I wouldn't not call the cops if I thought I
What
should.
does that What does that mean, Carrie?
That means
I
that
wouldn't automatically call the cops, but I would not call the cops.
I would not automatically call the cops. I would not be driving behind her calling the cops. I would be
But you
driving
said you would not call the cops though.
because if I got to a point where through me observing, I feel like I should call the cops, then I would. Like if let's say the baby falls out again, or let's say when she gets home, she grabs the baby out the car by the arm, and like I don't know. So I would gauge it because again, to your point, we don't know the scenario. We don't know if she's just a straight up bad mother, which I think that was totally bad mothering, but maybe this was a one-time thing, or maybe she really sucks. And maybe this is how she rolls with her kid. In which case, I do think that somebody needs to be called because, like, that's close enough. That's close enough.
I take the perspective that if it had something had actually happened worse, like that was a blessing, honestly, that nothing ever happened to that kid. in that video. You know what I'm saying? That seemed almost divine. I'm okay, cool. Listen, I hope they learn their lesson. I'm keeping it moving. I'm trying to figure out what is calling the police in that situation supposed to do.
I would want them to investigate whether or not, one, she has a car seat. Two, like, what is her home life? Like, if she doesn't even have a car seat, that's telling.
But I'm saying, what is that going to do? Because listen, if the police is called and she get charged, I don't think that they worried about whether she got a car seat or not. They trying to figure out if they can prosecute her.
It's more for reporting.
Get a car seat.
For me, it's more for reporting because things like that should be documented. Even if she wasn't arrested per se, it should be documented that that happened, that you are on record being a negligent parent in the situation. So if it's was to happen again, now we got a pattern. Oh, okay, this happened on this date. So it's a paper trail to make, and also to make sure that's even your child in the first place. We don't know anything about you. We don't know if you're a babysitter. We don't know if you possibly kidnapped a child, but the police could find out in that moment.
That's a good point too. That's a good point. We don't know that that's the mom. That's a good point. That is a good point.
I'm staying out of it. I'm not, some stuff I don't get involved in.
How we get into this detective stuff?
It's not that when it comes to a child, it's just different. If it's an adult, if it's a girl, I mean, I'm not going to throw out random scenarios, but when it comes to children, I don't know. No, they're innocent. Animals, elderly.
I get it. Yeah, I get that. I don't disagree with it, but some situations is just like, man, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Nah, I wouldn't be able to sleep if something happened. Like, and I saw it on the news later, and they were like, "Oh, and this is the same kid who fell out of the car last week."
It'll play at your heart. Like, damn, did she take that baby to the doctor? Did he break a leg? You're gonna be you know, if you got a little heart, you're gonna be worried a little bit. Like, dang.
All right, let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask it from a different perspective. Have y'all ever been in a scenario where a motherfucker was overstepping their boundaries and you was like, "Hey, mind your business, bro"? Y'all never been in a situation in real life.
Plenty of times.
Where people is doing too much and you're like, "Bro, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Mind your business, bro."
Yes, but I don't think that would be the place where you would be
really
boundaries.
Somebody said no.
I said no. I've never been in that situation.
You never had anybody, you never seen where somebody was just like, "Hey, mind your business"? You never saw that? Or you saying it never happened to you?
Both.
Oh, wow.
I'll say when it happens to me, I'm at work. You know, people like to jump into a situation that has nothing to do with them, and they're usually so wrong. And it's like you don't know what's going on. You might want to be quiet.
Oh wait, up here. I have up here on the panel, but other than that, no.
I don't know. I don't know, bro. I just think that, like I said, that's a case in scenario situation. If it's happening and somebody injured, if it's you know what I'm saying, whatever, something big happening, and I watch it, you know what I'm saying, I have the ability to call the police, it's an accident, then okay, I'll do that. But I'm not chasing nobody down, man. I'm never gonna do that. It ain't that deep to me.
Maybe it hits well, it hits different people differently. Maybe it hits more women differently than men too. I don't know. I haven't read through the comments or anything, so I don't know.
Listen, I'll also tell you this: you start chasing people down, you putting yourself in for real risk too.
Not chasing.
I'm just saying. Well, some of y'all said that y'all would follow the person.
You know,
I would, but I wouldn't chase it.
That's
not following is not chasing.
Definitely behind that car and I see something like that, I have my phone out and
Y'all
I'll
know
be
how
recording them from a
many
safe distance
shows I
until I'm
watch
going my
where
way.
they have to they're surveillancing people and they have to follow them from a distance? Like, I got this. I know. I would. I know how to do it. But I would not put my life at risk such that I'm like she's speeding and I'm like, let me stay on her tail. Like, I'm not talking about like that. Like,
Right.
within reason. I would need to be able to consciously tell myself I gave it a try to like make sure that this child is safe within reason. So that's what I would do.
Okay. I feel y'all. I think that me and Quentin is probably the most realistic here.
Well,
But then
that's
again, but then
not
again,
realistic
but
because
then,
we're all real
but
people.
then again, but then again, I understand women think differently from men, and the way that they evaluate situations may be a little bit differently from us. So it may also be a gender thing because guys tend to want to not, you know what I'm saying? Well, not these sassy niggas nowadays, but back in the day, niggas used to tend to want to mind their business and focus on what they got going on instead of focusing on what everybody else is doing. So might be a gender thing, might be a generation thing. I don't know. Might be a mixture between both.
It
So
might be a generation thing because when I was a kid, there wasn't nowhere you can go without the whole community being your parent. Like, where you going? Why y'all cussing? What ain't y'all supposed to be at home? From school, you'll be walking and it's always an adult right there, whether it's something small or big, they're there to act as a acting parent until your parent shows up. So I don't know. People didn't really mind their business when I was a child.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, because you had that, but then you had a bunch of latchkey kids who weren't in car seats, like outside
Yeah,
2 neighborhoods over drinking out of water hose. So it's just like,
but I don't think I've ever seen something to the point where I guess we were so I don't know. I feared my parents, so I wouldn't. It was like things I couldn't do. My seatbelt was on. I didn't see myself falling out of the car trying to open the door or nothing. I fell off the counter, did dumb stuff like to mess up myself. But whatever, cuts, bruises, bites, all that stuff. But nothing that would make somebody be like, "Oh, my parent needs to get investigated." Like, I don't know, nothing reckless or negligent.
Yeah, I was a latchkey kid, but my father had friends all over our town, so they would call him in a hot second, telling them they saw me somewhere. So
yeah, I just think the things that you would be arrested for today, they got away with then. Like it was just normal.
Like leaving your kids in the house, the oldest
Right.
watching, they like 12, 11.
Talking about don't answer the door. Like you can't do that.
And we really didn't answer the door though. We didn't set the house on fire. Nobody touched that phone. We just want the wall fight. We might fight for the remote because we had one TV, but we really were, decent enough and parented and raised well enough where we could do those things. It's different now, and I don't know why, but it is.
I don't know. But it was a mixture back in my day. It depends on how old you are. Like we had more freedom than I think that people have now. We didn't have social media, but I remember walking to school, catching a bus downtown. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember being able to do all of the things that I wanted to do when I was coming up. So I didn't have no restrictions. Nowadays I see and again, I also understand that I raised my daughter in a different environment also, right? So whereas like, you would take them to school or, I see parents waiting at bus stops and stuff like that. We just
Like,
struck
no,
out.
home.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
We got home when we got home and we went to school when we got to school. So, it was a little bit different for me when I was coming up because we didn't have I don't know, maybe it wasn't as safe as we imagined it to be, and it wasn't all of these extra protections either. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a little bit different when I was coming up.
That's what I've been trying to figure out. Like, was it safer or did we just not have access to the information that we do now?
We ain't had no access.
There are more weirdos out now.
Our parents
Being
would have
snatched
thrown
up
us to the
everywhere. We
wind.
had no idea.
We
There are
didn't listen.
more.
What we didn't know didn't hurt us. Wasn't no sex offenders list. Wasn't no. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no
Like, who's
social
that white man
media.
that keeps pacing? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it wasn't none of that shit. It was just all. You know what I'm saying? You figured it out. Really, honestly, the world was only as big as your city and your neighborhood.
That's true. That's very
The
true.
world wasn't about all of this other shit. Actually, I kind of
It was
missed
some peace in that.
Everybody knew
it
their
was some peace in
neighbor,
it. It
the
was some
other
peace in
person on
it.
the block. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of missed it because it's like we don't know what we didn't know. Ignorance is, I mean, if you even think about that scene from The Matrix, what happened to Slimmy? Oh, he off camera. My bad. If you think about that scene from The Matrix, ignorance is bliss.
Mhm.
Like the more that you learn and the more that you know, the more that you expose to, the less you want to know. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I don't know.
There's difficulty. I'm trying. I always try to find like the healthy balance between the two, because I don't want my kids to like not be able to do things because everything is so scary and everything is so protective. But then we're not ignorant anymore. We do see what's out here. We do know. So just trying to find the balance. I will say I'm not trying to put this out there on anybody who doesn't do it, but to me that's one of the benefits of being able to homeschool them, to like work with them within safe environments, if you will, on certain things. But yeah, it's different. It was
It's
cool
crazy.
back then.
It's crazy because I think that gated communities are a thing now, or family compounds, because the key was we all had some type of connection of knowing and seeing each other on a daily basis in neighborhoods. So you knew that's Miss Jones is down the street, or 3 blocks over, you knew everybody you went to, elementary school with. So and now today is more weirdos. You don't know your neighbor like that, except when you see them taking out the garbage or you're going to your car. You're not it's not no much interaction there. So I think that because the world is more like porn driven, just weird people out here, it's more dangerous in that manner because people will snatch kids up in a heartbeat and just have this evil demonic notion that they want what they want to do to kids. I don't think it was that horrible back then. So when you did see something in the 90s, like you'll see a serial killer or whatever, it was big because everybody like, oh my God. So, there nobody would look at their neighbor and be like, no, Miss Ann would never. So
Yeah, I think that we continue to race towards like this world where we just know everything. I don't think we was meant to know everything, man. Like even when I go back and then scripturally and from the Bible, I realized in the earliest story, you know, tree of good and evil, you know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. Man, we were supposed to live blissful lives. We're not supposed to know all of this dumb shit. We not trying. We wasn't supposed to be figuring out the difference between right and wrong. We was just supposed to be fucking and eating and riding elephants. You know what I'm saying? With our dicks out. That's we didn't have clothes, Carrie. That's what
You could have just said that, Anton.
Naked.
You
What?
have
What is
more
that
body
said
parts
naked?
than that, sir.
That's the way that we were supposed to be. We were just supposed to be having a good time and partying and partying like 1999. We just had to go and figure it out. Just had to go and do some extra shit. Had to get curious. And next thing you know, here we are today, arguing. You know what I'm saying? Arguing online, trying to figure this shit out. We just supposed to be busting it down for a real one. Y'all ain't supposed to be painful in pregnancy. The earth was naturally watering itself and giving us all of the things that we needed. We was just supposed to be hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Getting on a water slide and doing stuff like that. Nowadays, now look at us. We did this to ourselves and we racing further into it. We going faster into the bullshit. Now we got AI. Now we want to be sentient. Niggas want to have fuck dolls. That's the biggest booth at CES is the sex booth. I'm telling you, At CES,
Wait, what?
at CES, the booth that is visited and reported on the most is the AOS, is the booth where they can get the robot chick. How realistic can they make her? They want to replace relationships. Eventually, they all want us to have robots, so where that's our companion and we don't have no human interaction anymore. I'm telling you, man, we racing further and further towards phasing ourselves out. And maybe that's not even a bad thing. Maybe we've just become so degenerate as people that we've had our time. If
You
God,
sound like Thanos.
if God came down today and said, "All right, enough is enough for you niggas," I'd be like, you know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. We can't stop warring. We can't stop having mass genocide. We can't stop protesting. We don't like each other. Let's fuck it. Let's try something new.
Start over.
You right. You right. You right. I get it. I got you, God. I agree. I wouldn't even be mad at him. Like, yeah, we are fucked up. Because I don't see a world better in the future generations after we gone than the one that we got. I think that we're going to continue to give it's gonna get worse. I think it's really going to get worse, bro. Like we're more alternative lifestyle than ever before. We figured out new drugs. We've never stopped killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we keep developing more nuclear weapons. Like what we think gonna happen? So I don't know. I don't know.
Well, let's pray that I don't know.
I'm
You
not.
know who gets me
Pray that
nervous?
what?
You know who gets me nervous? His last name is like Hogenboff, Peter Hagenboff, the older man. He's like 100 now. He does all those specials about the um the environment and nature. And do y'all know who I'm talking about? Y'all don't. I gotta find his name. Chat, do y'all know who I'm talking about? He talks about where the planet will be if we don't make changes. And it gets like they did specials, I think on Netflix or Discovery. And he's like, we're at a very pivotal space here where if we don't make changes, this is what the world is gonna look like. And it'll be like all burnt up and it's just like nothing there
We
and
don't
nobody.
care. We don't
David
care.
Attenborough, thank you. David
Nobody
Attenborough.
cares. People are going to continue to do. We're gonna burn all of the oil.
It's
We
so
gonna
sad though. If you
we
watch
don't
it,
we
it's
don't care.
he shows what can happen if we don't change, and then he shows what happens if we do. But it's like, dang, are we gonna change? I don't know. We're gonna change in time. This is sad.
We don't
So
care. We genuinely don't care. We're gonna run it up and do whatever it is that we want to do.
Right. I don't see people lining up to give up conveniences and things like that.
yeah.
Like even if you're thinking about AI right now and all the water that it's using and the damage to the environment, who's gonna go back to be like, oh, well, just hand me an encyclopedia. I'll figure it out. Like
You're right. You're right. People are not trying to give up their conveniences. They're not trying to give
Never.
that up. You're right. You're right. Everybody better get ready.
Harry, would you give up your AI?
To make this world a better place, I would. I absolutely would.
That would be a hard sell for you.
No, it wouldn't.
so you don't think it starts one person at a time?
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, yeah. But I don't think that me getting an AI.
We were right back where we started.
If anything, I think AI can help me to figure out what my thing is. And don't chop that up, Anton.
What do you mean? This is a part of the
I know
segment.
how it sounds, so don't chop it up.
This is a part of the segment.
Anywho, anybody else on this? All right, we can only pray that it can get better. One day
I
at
mean,
a
do
time.
we want
You
it
know
to
that
get
song?
better?
One day, huh? Yeah.
Well, the reason why I asked that is because, okay, so you take the Christian religion. Apparently, heaven is the best place you can be, right? Why don't we just go ahead and go? Like, why are we prolonging it?
I know. I hear you. I hear you. And that gives me eternal peace. But it's like if we could just figure this thing out, while we here.
All right, Carrie, that's all I care
My
about.
kids, just get a little. Because it's also supposed to get ugly, like real ugly, before
Right.
all that happens as well. Like God's coming back for judgment, so it's also supposed to be some things going down. So,
Well, and also the problem is, it's like we all racing because nobody ever wants to come to a truce or an agreement. So, like, let's say, for example, this whole AI race, right? We know that China ain't slowing down. So we not slowing down. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. They going. What you think? I'm gonna cede all of the power to them? No, fuck that. We gonna fuck up the world too. Nobody is slowing down, so nobody is gonna slow down.
Because the person that's slow gonna be the one that's getting captured. That's why.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not putting my gun down till you put your gun down. And I know he ain't putting his gun in. And they like, well, I ain't putting my gun down till you put your gun down. And we like, fuck it. Let's just go to the bottom. Race to the bottom.
Slimmy, you think there's hope?
For humans?
Yeah.
The way homosexuality is running rampant, I don't think so.
Why you pull just that out instead of everything else? Like,
well, because homosexuality is the
fastest Molly ain't here. Somebody had to bring it up.
No. That's the fastest way for humankind to be extinct. It's the fastest way.
Because you don't think we'll nuke each other first?
Say that again.
Carrie asked because of procreation. I'm asking if you don't think we'll just nuke each other first, just wipe out like a whole city, country at one time.
Well, I mean, there's that. But how often does that happen? It's homosexual acts happening all the time around the clock. Like it's normal now.
To be fair, though, it's been normalized since the beginning of time, though. Historically, it's always been normalized.
Do you think it's
normalized? It was taboo before.
You think it's happening the same amount now as before, though, Anton?
Yep.
Really?
I think it's the same amount.
Y'all need to go and study the Romans, study all of these
different happened. I'm just saying
different times throughout history. Study Africa, study all of these places. Like they've always had, like this has been normalized it's been happening for a long time. Information is spreading faster. People are becoming more okay with it when it comes to socializing it, right? Pushing it on other people. But I think that it's been in existence for a long time.
Oh yeah, it's been
right.
around.
Not existence, but like the amount.
I don't think it wasn't normalized though. I don't think it was normalized
because it wasn't normalized growing up.
Yeah,
no. You're talking about the 80s, right? I'm talking about since humans been on the earth, is what I'm saying.
I don't think it was ever normal though. I think it was always looked at as a weird ass act.
I don't know, because like Romans and stuff had bathhouses where people would do the most.
Right, but was it normal? But like, not did it exist?
Though? No, it was normal. They knew what was going on over there.
Exactly. Nobody would say anything about it. But they all it wasn't openly accepted. Like we gonna have a gay pride roaming and parade in the streets, but it was definitely it was very sexual. People knew. Even kings had they little side men that were bisexual.
Carrie, if you look in the scriptures, like even in the Bible, there were cities where it was normalized. Like when they went into cities, they tried to grab him and they tried to know him, right? They like That
Like
was a
Adam
thing
knew
literally
Eve.
in the scriptures.
No, I'm not saying that it didn't exist. Y'all really think though at the same level that it is happening now, it was
I think it was
happening.
worse. Because you didn't have protections, you didn't have laws, you didn't have any of that type of stuff. It was literally like the Wild Wild West.
Thing now is just too emotional.
If somebody was getting
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna go
abused,
research it
if
because I'm
children
not.
were getting abused or something was getting abused, and some on a farm somewhere, who was they gonna tell?
I don't know. I find it hard to believe though that it was as like
It was
it's everywhere now. It is.
See, I don't know.
it's
'Cause,
only
like, what
everywhere
are
in
the
an
laws
emotional
for?
space because people want to get married to them now. People want rights and they want to parade the streets in rainbow colors now. But back then, it was no emotional attachment. It was just screw and go. Get your nut off. It's different now because everybody wanna. I love my partner.
I mean, I
I
guess
think it
there's
all
really
depends
no.
on the culture. Some cultures is still not accepted.
True.
So it all depends on the culture. Like the Romans, obviously, they indulged. Like I was saying, the bathhouses and all that stuff. Yeah, but it's other cultures where they just weren't going for that. So
No. I agree with you. But what I'm saying is that there have been places of normalization since the beginning of time.
No, I believe that. I believe that. I don't know. It just seems like it's all over.
Shit, even in the 80s, San Francisco was popping.
Yeah, but that's
Listen, not only that, I think it was more normalized back in the day in the 60s, 70s, and 80s than it is now. As a matter of fact, listen, Slimmy, it is rumored that all of our Hollywood stars, including the black ones, the Richard Pryors, all of those guys was gay. They say Marvin Gaye, Richard Pryor, everybody was a bussy boy.
But
everybody was a bussy boy. That's what that's what they saying. Now
like
I can't confirm nor deny it, obviously, but they saying that all of these people, the Charlie Sheens, all of these dudes, they existed way back then. All of them niggas was fucking each other.
Heard they got too far and they started wanting to mess with kids.
Marlon Brando, yep, that's true.
See, it just kind of makes me think that maybe that was the case just because, and I don't know when sodomy laws like hit the books, but why did they hit the books? Like something had to have been happening for people to say, I'm going to make a law.
Did you see the video of the
difference? Oh, go ahead.
The best friends, not the best friends, but the people that worked, the close work people, the women that was working closely with Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage. Bro, you seen that, Slimmy?
No, I know you talk Miss Elizabeth. You talking about Miss Elizabeth?
I don't know what her name is, but she said that Luther Vandross, one of the favorite people that he liked to be with was Hulk Hogan.
Yo,
Slimmy, you haven't seen that? And I can't say that that's true or it's not true.
Oh man.
Okay, hold on. You don't believe me?
Not Hulkamania.
You don't believe me?
Say not Hulkamania.
Well, you know Mean Gene, brother.
Well, and was Elizabeth trying to deflect between her kicking it with Hulk and Ravishing Rick Rude and Macho Man Randy Savage? Because
how Rick Rude getting there?
I don't know.
And again, I can't confirm nor deny, so I'm not saying that it's true or not. But they was asking him about Luther Vandross.
Yeah, but I also think it's a little like bringing up famous people. You got drugs, you got a bunch of sex happening, women. Like I'm not going. This is going to sound real bad. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
What?
I think that there's a lot more everyday people.
She gonna say it.
I'm not going to say it.
Not
I'm
gonna
not
say
gonna cry. I'm
it.
gonna cry. Thank you,
that's
Slimmy.
classic.
I'm not gonna say it. All right. Well, while Anton finds that, let's go over here and see what people are thinking in the super chats. Little folks, man, what happened to frame fights? Been waiting 2 weeks for the reviews.
Let's coming. We coming back not this weekend. Oh, maybe we should do this weekend. Well, I don't know. Miss Sanchez's birthday is coming up, so we're gonna figure it out. But I think the weekend after this one.
All
Y'all
right.
giving me time to watch the movies.
Dirty
It's
Woman.
just with all of the traveling and stuff like that, it's just been real difficult sometimes. So.
Good evening, panel. Sis Carrie, Kim and I, Miss Sanchez, Lex, Slimmy, Q, and if they hop on, AD, Molly, plus Mika later this week. Y'all are my favorite channel to watch. Jesus Christ is King.
Hey, Tanea, what's up?
Hey. Ugly. Excuse me. Ugly as nigga TVT.
What?
TV2. Shout out to Lex, the natural queen. AR Smitty, Hernandez, eh? Insurrection, I would tell. Can you imagine the amount of trauma the driver of that car behind her is experiencing right now? Construct Icon, want to hear Lex sing solo? She got that gristle. That boy sang. Construct Icon, Slimmy got Lego figures surfing in his hair. What's that mean?
Surfing.
What the fuck?
Y'all niggas ain't shit.
You know what that means?
No,
Okay.
I don't know what it means. I guess maybe he saw my ways. I don't know.
Me University, still on folk in their chest. So
Hold on. I'm about to play this for you, Carrie, real quick.
okay.
Damn, it's hard for me to pull it up. Go ahead. I'm gonna do it after the super chat.
Okay. Still on folk in their chest, so they remember. P. Rothstein, I'm staying out of it, but with some of your logic, anybody over 40, then their parents would probably be arrested. We were left at home at 10 years old, sent to the store to buy cigarettes. Iron Spider, is the mom even a legal citizen? AR Smitty, is Carrie a bounty hunter? You never know. My aunt's husband, he was. Rilo G, is Mika on low? Oh, no, don't worry about it. She's good. She's good. Jamaica's good.
You're not on
Daniel.
anyway.
Daniel is always learning. Anti Next Step in Fame is a movie with Denzel and Samuel L. Jackson. I think Samuel L. Jackson would yell at Anton. Call me Mr. Love. She's a special kind of girl that makes her dad. She's a special kind of. Wait, Lemmy, you want to do this?
I'm eating.
Okay. She's a special kind of girl that makes her daddy feel proud. You know the kind of girl that stands out in crowds. Find a tenderoni and the roni is so right. I think I'm gonna love her for the rest of my life.
Keep
Y'all
going.
got that right.
You hit it.
Miss Sanchez.
Thank
You
you.
hit it. That was good. That was really good.
Construct Icon written all over your face. Rude boys.
That was really good, Gary.
Thank you. P. Rothstein, it was dangerous as hell back in the days. Missing kids was on back of milk cart. That's true. Milk cartons. We travel in packs for the most part, though. A group of 3 to 5. That is true.
They did put them on milk cartons. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Rilo G, me and Bay went to a new beach. We no longer together. No longer together. Daniel is always learning. Always much evil, just learning how much with tech. AD right. Wait, sorry. Always much evil, just learning how much with tech. AD right. Shouldn't know example Epstein Island since 80s and 90s. Yo, Cali cop serial killer from 60s.
Gary is catching.
What did you just say?
Read it, Kim. Kim, read it. Kim, read it.
What you just said.
Always much evil, just learning how much with tech. AD right. Shouldn't know. I don't know what this part is. 80 right.
Why are you pausing and there's no commas?
Because that's what it meant to be. Shouldn't know. Example, Epstein Island since 80s and 90-year-old Cali cop serial killer from 60s. So was the Cali cop serial killer 90? Because if a 90-year-old
Next super chat.
Thank you.
Because I'm trying to get to. I got the video loaded up for Slimmy.
Okay, Daniel is always learning. Need to talk mad. Jesus not happy. Go.
No, it ain't for me.
God.
Slimmy, you gotta get on camera for this, bro.
Noah's Sodom and Gomorrah ain't got nothing on Yeshua's coming judges. Pray, pray, pray. Me University, no stragglers. All right. Thank you all for your super chats. Anton has a special for us.
Let me see if I can. Oh, I got it up. Oh shoot, here it is. All right, I'm about to share my screen. Boo doo doo boop boo doo boop boo doo. Slimmy, you ready?
Yeah.
We all right, bro?
I feel over there about to pass out.
I almost died.
Luther Vandross. The big one or little one? Big one or little one? Big Luther or little Luther? Was he gay? Yeah, he was gay. Every song he wrote was for a man. Yes, but we love the gays. Yeah, right. We love the gays.
But y'all not gay.
Hell no.
Okay.
Strictly dickly. Yeah, straight up. I mean, there's some beautiful women around here, but they did nothing for me, baby. But show me where the niggas at. Where the niggas at? Yeah. But no, Luther was very gay, but he was afraid to come out. Mm-hmm. And I kept telling him, you can be yourself. You don't have to hide in the shadows. Come out. And he was dating Freddie Jackson. He was dating Freddie Jackson, but he was actually dating he was dating Hulk Hogan. Yes.
Yeah.
Him and Hulk Hogan were a thing. They were a thing. But he actually, before he started dating, he dated Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah. That's when he first found out he was gay. Yeah. When he started dating with him. But we really tried to tell Luther, be yourself, come out the closet. But the world wasn't ready for gays. It wasn't ready back then. That's why he was eating so much. Mm-hmm. He had an eating disorder. Yeah. So he thought by eating, he could eat the gay away. I said, baby, you could eat 10 Baconators and die like Biggie. You ain't gonna eat the gay away. Nope.
They said, what about Prince?
Oh, that was our baby. Oh my God.
About Luther Vandross.
The big one or little?
They must be from Baltimore.
Who are they?
Yeah, who are they?
I don't know. They was close with and in the mix, and it was close. So I don't know if it's true or not. All I'm telling you is that
I mean, Hulk Hogan, little penny things he wore.
A lot of people are saying that they were like interconnected and tight with people like Luther Vandross. So
what that woman just say at the top?
His little toddy white, was that yellow? I can't remember what color.
Girl, isn't that what wrestlers wore though?
I used to go to wrestling all the time.
I feel like if you get on the internet saying that kind of stuff, you need to come up with some credentials or something. You can't just you can just get on there and say whatever you want, but that's
I agree with you, Kim. So I'm not disagreeing with you. I 100% agree with you. I don't think it was ever a secret that Luther Vandross was gay, right? I mean, but that's what I guess the point that I was making was I was telling Slimmy that all of them niggas supposedly was fucking. Like all of our heroes growing up, all of the niggas that was on, you know what I'm saying? It was WWF when I first discovered it. That was back with the Ultimate Warrior, Andre the Giant, Undertaker, the original Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ric Flair, Roddy Piper. Yeah, all of those people, right? Yeah. But back then, those were our heroes. Please. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like if Molly was here, she would be like, "Well, what did y'all expect? They was laying all of them in."
What is Molly at?
She said she on her way.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying they look kind of young considering
exactly
supposed to be like 70 something.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I'm like, how they know this?
And wasn't her fucking
Who's these
married?
heifers?
Wasn't he married with a daughter or some kids?
Oh, baby, I know some gay men with some children. So
Me too. They in lavender marriages now.
Jeez.
They dressing them up.
All right, y'all ready to go on over here? So some of us can just go on and keep Hulk Hogan where we have him.
Dang. At least it ain't the Undertaker. I would have been sad about that.
All right, here we go.
Tonight, new video showing more of the minutes before the shooting death of Alex Pretti, where you can see and hear him in a confrontation with federal officers who are trying to push him out of the street. DHS says officers were trying to arrest a suspect with a domestic assault conviction. When protesters start gathering. Hey. Those new images following more clashes overnight. Anti-ICE protesters surrounding a hotel where they believed federal officers were staying.
I hereby declare this an unlawful assembly.
Police making 26 arrests. While tonight, 2 women have been charged with assaulting officers at a weekend protest. DHS saying one agent had his finger bitten off. All as there are new reactions here to the news border czar Tom Homan will replace Border Patrol Commander Gregory Vivino in Minneapolis.
Continuing to do what was done previously with immigration enforcement is necessary, but I don't think that this level of it is reasonable.
And at the growing memorial at the shooting site, emotions remain high.
Incredibly angry. Incredibly angry. I won't be able to breathe until they are all gone. That's how I feel.
Camila joins us now live. Camila, I know you have an update about that 5-year-old who ended up in ICE custody last week after his father was arrested.
That's right, Tom. A federal judge in Texas has ruled that the 5-year-old named Liam and his father cannot be removed from the country or even Texas, at least not for now. DHS at the time of the arrest said the father ran and abandoned the child. They also said they were in the country illegally. The family attorney disputes that and says the family was seeking asylum. Tom.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
Okay. Y'all already know. Was this shooting justified? Who was at fault? What are y'all's thoughts regarding Alex? What was his last name again? Alex. I'm sorry, Alex.
Pretti.
Pretti. Sorry. Anybody, or else I'm gonna call on you. Did you do your homework?
I can't see this as justified. You know, Slimmy talked about how it was a slippery slope. You know, when Good was killed, I think we are now sliding down the slope. I don't think that this was justified, not from what I've seen, and I feel like they immediately got on TV and lied to us. Told us what you saw was not what you saw, and I can't get past that.
Slimmy, I see you nodding.
I mean, I just continue to say what I've been saying. Civil unrest. Oh, Anton, leave.
I ain't want to drink on camera.
I'm talking shit. Yeah, I just think they creating civil unrest, man. Like it's getting bad. I don't see how you could, like, when I heard that dude talking, like the guy giving the synopsis of the situation, he said he was aggressive with officers, and he said they took his weapon from him as if he brandished it. He never brandished the weapon. Like, this dude had a cell phone in his hand, and they was acting like the cell phone was the gun. It was just, oh man, it's so bad. And I think this is where people start to lose their faith in law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? This is where people start to get a disconnect when you blatantly lie, and now you're bending the rules to justify things. And I think this is where that disconnect starts. And and so you see this all the time in the hood where people just like, man, I don't fuck with police. So I think this is kind of where this is derived from, when you've been in the rules and you're allowing things to happen. And when you're doing it in the public eye, when it's footage, come on, man. Man, it's just only a level of so much you could play in people's faces before they just like, yo, y'all bugging. Like, we saw him take a gun from him, but he never pulled the gun. So that can't justify you shooting him in no way. So I just really, I don't understand, man. I just don't understand.
What don't you understand, Slim?
How they could say one thing and we saw something totally different. Like, to justify it, like we definitely, we never saw him pull no strap. So it's like they pulled the gun away out his pants, and by the time they got the gun out his pants, he was already damn near dead. So it's like, that was an execution. That was a public execution.
No, I don't think it was a public execution.
What was it then?
More information is starting to come out with this guy, and that he's had confrontation with ICE officers before. I'm telling you the truth. More information is starting to come out with this guy, and that he's had confrontation with ICE officers before. And that, again, I think that you fucked around and found out.
But what did he do other than try to help that woman?
He confronted ICE officers with a pistol. And I said this before. I said, listen, the first thing that I understand, and maybe it's different in y'all's state, but in my state, the first thing that you're supposed to do when you confront it from a police officer, whether you get pulled over or anything, is you have to identify that you got a weapon and you got a CPL on you. That is the very first thing. You can literally go directly to jail for that, for not even identifying that. That's number one. Number two, I always say, Slimmy likes to compare it to the hood, but this is in no way compared to the hood, because these people are chasing them down and confronting ICE officers versus in the hood, niggas tried to avoid the police.
No. What I was saying, where this is how the disconnect starts. When you're bending the rules, you're telling people one thing when everybody saw something totally different. That's what I'm saying. That's how you build that disconnect. I wasn't comparing it to what took place. No, I'm just saying, like, this is how the disconnect starts, where people they don't trust law enforcement.
But you don't get to control the narrative once you get into a confrontation with a police officer voluntarily, right? Like, I looked at all of the different angles, and from what I could tell, I don't think that that they had to do that to him, right? I don't think that he had to get killed. He was a resisting arrest. He had a pistol on him. And so when you start to get into that, the benefit of the doubt is always going to go over to the person that is the officer, especially when you are the person that is confronting the officer. And so did he have to die? Probably not. I'm 100% with you on that. But when you put yourself in a situation to have to get confronted like that, what the fuck you think is going to happen? You think it's going to go your way every time? Like, you could have been at the crib. You could have been chilling. You did not have to be out there confronting them over some bullshit, because this ain't even an issue that you should have been out there for. Do you have the right to do it? Yep. You don't have the control over what happens with the consequences. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, this ain't a situation where people are, and I hate that they even compare it to something like a civil rights movement or something like that, because this ain't a similar situation like that. Though civil rights and black people, racism back in the day was something that they were being persecuted for. They were being chased down. They were being lynched. There was being all of that. That's different than a nigga getting on an app, coordinating with their friends, trying to figure out where they at, These people are crazy, man. They stopping people that they think is ICE officers. They got rental vehicles that's similar to an ICE officer. They better step aside. I mean, honestly, you can't impede an investigation. If I go out there and I get in the way of a police officer that's trying to chase down a criminal, man, I get arrested immediately. The only reason that they get in grace is because of the issue that they're confronting the police officer for. You can't impede an investigation. You're not even supposed to get in the way of an emergency vehicle when they're on their way to an accident or something like that. If you don't pull over when an emergency vehicle is going down the street, you can literally get arrested. And so could he have survived? Yeah. He chose to put his life on the line, and you don't get to tell the story afterwards.
I'm curious.
That shouldn't have been.
How did he put his life on the line?
Right.
You saying because he got into the altercation? That's what you're saying, like when he approached the police?
I think that you put your life on the line every single day. The level of danger that you insert yourself into depends on the circumstance. They decided to put their life on the line and interact with and pull out, have his pistol, dealing with federal officers, and he's confronting them, and you put your life on the line.
You said he pulled out his pistol.
I didn't say he pulled out his pistol.
Oh, okay.
He had his pistol with him. I might have misspoke.
No. Yeah. Okay. I mean, he put himself in a bad spot. I mean, I wouldn't have saved that lady. I'd have backed away. Honestly, because I'm starting to think that these aren't ICE agents. Like, honestly,
Isn't it amazing that none of us, all of these black people on this panel, never have any confrontation as adults with police officers? We never have any problems whatsoever, ever.
I think we're all the same kind of black people, though. So
what does that mean?
The kind where when they're protesting, we're in the house. The kind that when they say get out of the car, we'd get out. Like we're not combative. We're clearly not gonna be on. But I don't think that this man was combative. I feel like he
was
jumped
being
over there.
combative.
He jumped over there to save that lady, and then he got beat in his head.
He wasn't trying to save no lady. Stop it. He was confronting them in the street. He chased. Listen, you can't say you're not combative if you literally go to and confront ICE officers and you in the street. And this is not the first. And this is not the first incident in which you've been documented to confront ICE officers. You can't say that you ain't combative.
Okay, you don't think of what he did yesterday. What did he do today?
Because these people are not peacefully protesting. They don't have permits. They're not standing on the sidewalk. They're confronting ICE officers.
Well, he was standing on the sidewalk when they initially.
No, he wasn't. He was in the street. He got pushed over to the sidewalk. He was
holding his phone.
He was not on the sidewalk. He was in the street. And again, I'm saying two things can be true. I'm not saying that he should have died. I'm saying the first rule is self-preservation. First rule is self-preservation. Why are you out there confronting motherfuckers that you know is trying to arrest illegal migrants?
Because he has a right to protest.
Not in the street and not impede. Not impede. No, you don't. You don't have the right to impede an investigation. That is completely different from protesting. You can't chase down ICE officers and say that that's protesting.
We don't know if that's what he was doing.
Right. I didn't see him chase anybody. I can only go on what I saw in this
video. We can't just sit up here and just trust that they're telling us the truth when they when they blatantly lied about the altercation that took place. They blatantly lied about what they said that we saw. They said he showed it. He had his gun on him. He never had his gun out. They pulled the gun from him, and they're acting as if he brandished the weapon. That's the problem. Like, you can't just say certain things that did not take place. But
And now we're getting to the place where
is.
they can enter your home. So now it's okay. Well, I entered the home and he was brandishing a weapon that was deep in your back closet, and now you're shot to death. Like again, we're sliding down the slippery slope 100 miles an hour. Like at some point, something has to change.
Yeah, and also, it's there's a lot of stuff swirling around. Um, I got to question what was really taking place here, because some of these people, I'm not sure that they are who they say they are. And I don't think it's an accident that Americans are being killed.
Chevy Silverado with the newly changed plates with the Coexist sticker on the back. We're on Irving and Lake Street, going north on Irving. We seem to be the only commuters following. Just wanted to give an update on our location. Thank you. Do you have anyone in the car with you? Yes, I do. Lovely. Thank you. And we are getting a photo sent to the chat for confirmation.
This is John 612 that we are at Grand and Lake. We're heading toward Irving. We can try and join you.
Thank you, John 612.
These people are operating like they the police chasing down ICE officers. There's countless videos, video after video after video after video after video of these people, and they're people are infiltrating and being able to hack and find out exactly what their group chats are and seeing what they got going on.
How are they getting that technology?
Hold on. They are chasing down ICE officers. You can't do that. That is illegal.
How are they getting that? Who's funding that technology?
No, you skipping past it, Sonny.
No, I'm not skipping
like
past
it's not a thing.
nothing. We got to stop playing the game.
And
We
what
got to
did
stop playing
this
the game.
guy do?
Like I didn't see him in that video at all. Who's going to record video? Come on, man. Like we gotta stop. Who's going to record video of them doing an illegal act? Who's going to record them just sitting there? Who's going to record that just sitting there? Oh yeah, I'm just going to have my phone in my hand while I get illegal information about a task force in my city. I'm going to record that and then I'm going to let it leak out. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's so fucking convenient. But agree to disagree.
Okay.
Molly, you look pretty.
Oh, thank you.
What up,
Y'all do
Molly?
too.
Hey, Molly.
Hey,
You want
everybody.
to give your opinion on the topic?
My opinion is that, can y'all hear me? I got some different. Anyway, if your heart is in the right place and you really want to protest on these illegals' behalf, stay home because they have paid actors out here making things worse, making things seem like something that is not. I think that this incident was, I think it was a paid actor who kind of agitated it, to be honest, which ended up resulting in him getting shot. So these people need to stay home. They just need to stay home because I think it's being set up to look like these people are just getting murdered by ICE agents when really it's like Hollywood. We watching a Hollywood production, like the whole world is a stage, and I really do think that some people having good intentions and are really trying to help these illegal migrants, but I think a lot of these people, they might be from the alphabet soup agencies, or I think somebody shot that first shot to kind of like incite something. Just based off of like some footage that I saw, it just looked agitated. So I don't know. I think these people are dumb. And they're so dumb that they're fighting for the Second Amendment when usually they're fighting against it. So these people are just all over the place. I think people need to stay home, stop participating in this stuff because it's man made. It's all manufactured. That's it.
Q, what do you think? You think people should just stay home? You think the guy was
I think
at
the
fault?
reason I wasn't shot by an ICE agent this weekend is because I stayed out the way.
Mhm.
So should people stay out of the way for everything, or is it just this
Yes.
cause?
Definitely this cause for sure. I stay out the way. Why is y'all? These are officers doing their job. Like y'all are really trying to stop them from catching criminals and getting them out of here. I don't get it.
Well, and
I don't get it.
I
They're
guess
killing
what
kids. They killing all type of people. Raping. You know what I'm saying? They find all this child pornography. I don't get it. Like I said, sorry, Carrie.
No,
Most
you're fine.
people don't get shot by an ICE agent. It's not hard to not get shot by an ICE agent.
Oh, stay out
It's
the
really
way.
easy. Facts.
well, I was
Like
gonna say
in real time, like what is protesting like really doing? Like it's not really doing nothing. Y'all just niggas is annoying. Like, it's not doing anything. Y'all just out here causing fucking a ruckus, and you got fuck around and found out. So
Mhm.
rip, Pretti, whatever his name is. Hopefully, he didn't have no kids.
Any other thoughts, Q?
No.
Okay.
I rebuke.
Any thoughts, Carrie?
Yeah. So I definitely don't think that he should have been shot. Like I couldn't see it. I didn't get that at all. At the same time, I totally agree with what you said, Anton. If you're not there, none of this can happen to you. So I don't know what you do with that. And that's why I don't really get what these protesters, to your point, Q, I don't get what they're trying to accomplish, because let's say that these ICE agents are crooked, they're doing things wrong, they're reckless. Let's say that what's happened so far is a demonstration of that. What are you about to go do? Like how are you being out there in their way going to change any of that? So in my mind, if you decide to go out as an ICE protester, in the back of your head, you just have to be prepared for whatever is possible. And again, it's not to justify it. It's just, it is what it is at this point in time. Until something changes in either the way that they go out or the way that they deal with unless something changes that is beyond these protesters' control, every time you go out and get in their way, you're putting your life on the line. Right or wrong, you are. So
Why do you have a gun?
that
Because
too.
you had a right to have it.
But why would you? Why
That's
again?
so dumb.
Again,
It's not dumb. I can walk around wherever
I had
I
a
want
gun
to
because
with
I
my
had
gun,
the
and I
right
don't
to
have
have
to
I
it.
find
defend
That
this
my life.
sounds so
amazing
dumb.
that
well, no.
when
That sounds
Kyle
so dumb. It's a
when
horrible
the
reason to do something because you have the right
Well,
to.
and even if it's
Why
not, okay,
even
but
have concealed carry laws if I can't walk around with my gun? I'm licensed to carry. I can go wherever I want with
Well,
my
You'll
these
gun
are the
on
die.
same
Tuesday.
people that
And
got
you'll get
upset
die.
at
And you'll
Kyle
die.
Rittenhouse for having a gun during the George Floyd riots. So like, when are we gonna pick a struggle? We try to have selective outrage on when to carry, when not to carry,
What are you
based on
talking
who's
about?
Kyle Rittenhouse had a gun,
What does that have to do with this?
because people pick and choose when you supposed to bring a gun or when not to bring a gun. He was during a protest, or a quote unquote protest, which is actually civil unrest.
Yeah, all the black people were mad that he had a gun. Mm-hmm.
I
Exactly.
don't know. I
That
don't
was
understand.
BLM.
I don't understand how that's relevant in this
I
conversation.
do. She was trying to make a point. I do. I understand.
I'm glad you do, because I don't know what that had to do with.
All I'm
well,
saying is blame the people that you voted for, because they're using you as pawns. They're using you as pawns instead of
You see, this not happening in other states for a reason. So,
Well, and also again, last week or the week before, Renee got shot and killed. So if yes, you can have a gun, fine. But just know, if you decide to take your gun and your privilege to have it or your right to have it and walk out there with ICE officers who also have a gun and the law is more on their side if they shoot you, then that's the risk you're choosing to take. And again, it does
And
not
I
justify
think
him getting killed, but at the same time, like come on, like make a better choice up front so you're not even putting yourself in the position to have to rely on how they respond to you. Why are so many people putting their lives on the line in hopes that somebody responds to them appropriately? I don't get that.
They're entitled.
But fine. I mean,
No,
so
they
what?
have a sense of entitlement. I mean,
I got you. So I don't know. Slimmy, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I can't believe I've seen the day where Americans will justify Americans being killed on American soil in this way. And it's okay. And we just all because of immigrants, by the way.
Illegal immigrants.
Illegal immigrants, yeah.
Being outside with a gun, messing with the police, that's crazy.
They're not the police.
It's just strange.
Whatever.
trying to catch illegal immigrants who are a threat to your local neighborhoods. They're rapists, they're
Plenty of
murderers.
which are committing crimes, plenty of which are released back out to the streets, some of which are child molesters. Like I don't know why this is not. They use our tax dollars. More money go out of our community into their pockets. They take up our jobs. They send money back home. They commit fraud. I don't know why it make it seem like this is a light issue. It's a big issue. This is, if you want to talk about anything systematic, this is what you talk about as system. This is one of the clear examples of something that is systematic.
Okay, so if you're gonna call people traitors and anarchists, you got to start talking about the government, because that's what I'm talking to the chat. I'm talking to the chat. Yeah,
I ain't even looking at the chat.
Yeah, me neither.
Wow. The thing is, y'all gotta wake up and smell the roses. You're being manipulated. That's the truth. Because what I just saw, like Kim, I think Kim sent it to me. She sent me this video of this journalist, and she said she just randomly filled out the application to be an ICE agent.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, somehow she got hired after smoking weed 6 days prior. Didn't care about a drug test. Didn't care about any of her qualifications. She was randomly an ICE agent. And you could go see she got documentation, all that. So 2 things that I got to take from this. They're allowing anybody to be ICE agents, or these people are not ICE agents at all, and we don't know who the fuck they are. Also, ICE agents it's been leaked that ICE agents are being trained by the ADF. So you better take that. You better start thinking about this shit, man, and think about what's really going on here. You seeing it on this level, but when it's in a city near you, when it's in your face, shit gonna change, and you're not gonna like it.
what position did she apply for?
To be an ICE agent.
I mean, you could probably still do like administrative tasks. Just because they're hiring. At one point, I was gonna apply to be in the CIA. You can apply, like it's not.
Now, did you hear what I said though? I didn't say
I
she
did,
applied.
but I mean, I don't think
she got the
everything is like
job.
super conspiracy.
She got the job. It very much is, because you got to worry
These
about
places hire people,
who these
though.
people are. You got to worry about who these. And no, the fuck, I ain't lying, bitch. I ain't got no reason to
I think
lie.
you got to worry about the non-ICE agents. I don't think you need to worry about
What's
the ICE agents.
what's the ADF? Who are those people?
So
hat.
it's a task force for a certain country with the Star of David. Israel. Jesus. Yeah. So if if they getting trained over there, it's bad news.
Well, I wonder, are
I
they
mean,
really? They only
we're
have
not.
Keep thinking everything is a conspiracy until it's in your motherfucking face and you looking stupid as fuck. I ain't gonna even say that. Y'all got it.
We're not enemies with Israel, though. You're
But
making
we
it sound like
should
we're
be. But
enemies
we
with.
should be. We should be.
Not
That's
when
the
the
problem.
foundation of America is
That's the problem. We should be.
partly their history as
They
well,
have
though.
no interest. They have no interest in America. They have no interest.
I think you see America differently than they see America.
What?
I think y'all have two totally different ideas of what America is. That's all.
Who?
You and the Jewish people, like the Israelis, whomever. That's all.
Obviously. So I don't understand what you mean by that.
If things, okay, Slimmy, nothing. I don't mean nothing. I don't think we should blame them for everything. And then a lot of even the education system was built off of a lot of their principles, Karl Marx, the psychologists that they pushed on us in school. Like, so I mean, I think you got to know they are part of the foundation of America, whether you like it or not. America is a melting pot. It's been a melting pot for a long, long time. They fought over this in the 1800s. Why? Because it was becoming too much of a melting pot. So,
Let's stay on this subject real quick because I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna get Myron in here real quick. Want to get his thoughts on this whole shooting.
I love Molly.
hey, Quincy.
Give me a second.
I feel like we
Yeah,
need,
look,
like,
it looks like
polls.
there's a bunch of different types of positions that they.
I hung out with a bunch of white guys with trucks and American flags on their trucks this weekend. It was a good time. We all had guns and we didn't die.
Because y'all wasn't looking for trouble like these dumbos,
We were
all in
looking for
these ICE
snow.
agents' faces.
ICE people have been in they're building an ICE facility here in Oklahoma.
Are they really?
I put it in the chat. Yep.
That's what's up.
The liberal people are pissed.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Quinn.
I'm done.
Did I hear them correctly where they said the border czar is going to be switching spots with the current guy that's there in Minneapolis? Did y'all hear that in the end of the video?
Somebody just got demoted, didn't they? Is that what you're talking about?
The current guy, I forget his title,
Yeah.
but he's leaving. And I thought in the video they said that the border czar was gonna be there in his space, in his place. Which should be interesting.
I don't know the details. I got to find out so I can talk more about it on the Millionaire Morning Show tomorrow. So, but I don't know why that's a big deal or a big difference. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know either, but it just seems like what's his name? Tom
Homan.
Tom Homan, yeah. It just seems like he's more he seems objective when he talks. I haven't listened to this current guy. So I'm just wondering. Hey, Myron.
Oh, what's up, guys?
What up, big dog?
Yo.
Chilling. What's the word? What's your thoughts?
Let me fix my mic setup real quick. Give me 1 second, and I'll jump in on it here.
Right,
I'll mute myself in the process.
But yeah, I don't know what the difference is, Carrie. What's the difference?
I'm just excuse me. I don't know if there will be a difference. I'm just wondering if we will see things more orderly or more organized with him being on the ground. Because like I said, all of the interviews that I've heard where they're asking him the hard questions, he seems to have fairly objective and logical discussions. So
I
I'm
don't
in,
see what the difference
I don't
is because these people are not looking to have a peaceful discussion. Like they not looking to negotiate. They not looking to try to figure out, oh man, how can we, you know, figure it out together and get these illegal migrants deported. They don't care. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They like, listen, we don't care. We're gonna blow our whistles. We're gonna come in and we're gonna try to prevent you from being able to do your job. We don't care what y'all discover with the fraud. We don't care if the dude is a child molester. We don't care about none of that. And so that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, what makes y'all think that it's gonna be any different from the lens of the people that don't like Trump? They not looking to be nice.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Well, let me ask you this: do you think that if um, like the governor, the mayor, you think that if their sentiment, the chief, police chief of police, do you think that if their sentiment were to shift, that would help the people to calm down?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
So then you think these people are
because
just
it's so
totally
funny.
uncontrollable?
Yeah, well, it's the governor. It's 100% the governor. It's
But that's
all
what
of
I'm
the
saying.
politicians.
Do you think that if the governor, like,
It's not the politicians being able to talk to the people. The people is not going to listen to the politicians. The politicians are not being forceful when it comes to holding these people accountable for the
I get
shit
what
that
you're
they're
saying.
doing.
I get
And
what
so if you look at what, it's funny, we didn't have this problem in Memphis, and Memphis is way tougher with some real people over in Memphis. And they went up in there with ICE. They went in there with the National Guard, all of that. I don't get no alerts from crime in DC no more. I used to get alerts for crime in DC to report on it on a Millionaire Morning Show on a regular basis. In Louisiana, ICE went in there, kicked ass, and they was only there for a little over a month. Florida, you don't hear nothing because they holding these people accountable. That lady tried to kick that ICE agent. That police officer, and they wasn't fucking around with her. Go ahead, Myron. I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. So I guess what is what do you guys think is like the biggest are we going to talk about the legality of it? What is the biggest, I guess, disagreement, if there's any?
That the biggest conversation that's being had right now is whether or not the guy actually had to die, right? Whether or not they were justified in taking out Alex Pretti as a result of the confrontation, especially discovering, all of the new information, all of the new angles and everything that is associated with that whole situation with ICE agents over in Minneapolis. Yeah, and so we kind of divided. Some people are divided, some people on one side, some people on the other side.
All right, so I'll talk about it, just the legality of the shoot. Now, before I say what I'm going to say, I know I'm going to have a lot of sensitive people that get mad, but we're here to talk about facts and not feelings. So the facts of the matter is it's a justified shoot, and I'll explain why. People need to understand that when it comes to use of force in the United States, you're not judged on what's called 20/20 hindsight. You're judged at what were the facts known to you at the time that the use of force was conducted, right? So in this case, I think it's important that people understand that Alex Pretti, right, and same thing with Renee Good, they were there to interfere with an immigration operation, okay? They were there to impede. That's a felony, 18 U.S.C. 111. You can look it up. Impeding a federal officer from their duties and or assault. The Border Patrol agent grabs, he's dealing with one of these hecklers. He pushes the woman, and then Alex Pretti puts his hand on him. As soon as he did that, that was a big mistake because you're armed, you're touching a federal agent, you're committing a felony, and as soon as you do that, you forfeit almost all your rights and privileges at that point because now they're going to detain you. And he pepper sprays him, he resists, they get him down to the ground. One of the other Border Patrol agents disarms him. Before they disarm him, they say gun, gun, gun. Now, this is common training, right, in law enforcement, where if you see a gun or you observe a gun, whether the person is armed or they pull the gun out, whatever it may be, you're going to say gun because obviously all the other people need to know that, right? Law enforcement can rely upon the observations of their partners, okay? So that means I don't have to see the gun myself, but if I hear my partner say gun, that it means that it's credible because I'm going to rely on their training as well. So what they didn't know, though, the person that shot the gun, was he didn't know that he disarmed the individual. And when he disarmed the individual and he walked away, this gun, the 6 hour that they disarmed from him, is notorious for accidental discharges, right? The gun goes off, unbeknownst to the other Border Patrol agents that are trying to, get this guy under control, get him in handcuffs. They think that it might have been the gun that he had. Keep in mind, he's going like this, reaching for his right-hand side. That's what the officer sees that shoots him. The officer that shot him from his left-hand side. The guy was right-handed, and he was moving his hand like this. So if your body is bladed, right? Like you guys can see me right here on camera, and I'm getting shot from this side, but you can see me going like this, and my partner's already yelled gun, right? A reasonable person would say, oh, he's reaching for someone. Keep in mind, they don't know that the gun was disarmed off the individual. They just heard the gunshot, and they see this. A reasonable person would believe he's armed, he's reaching for the gun, or the gun might have already went off. Something's going on, and they shot. Now, all these things that I talked about, gun being disarmed, the gun going off as accidental discharge, none of that matters, okay? And this is what progressives don't understand. None of that matters because that's all in 2020 hindsight. What matters is simply this. What did the Border Patrol agent know that pulled the trigger at the time he pulled the trigger? And a reasonable person, because he's going to be judged on, was it reasonable? A reasonable person, given those facts and circumstances, could be led to believe that, okay, he shot because this guy was armed. He heard a gunshot. He didn't know if the gunshot was from that gun or not, and he saw his arm going like this. Clean shoot. We're not here to debate the morality. I'm not here to debate the morality. Was it right or wrong or any of that other stuff? I'm here to say that it's going to be justified.
So you believe that they are not going to charge him in any way, shape, or form, or hold him accountable for a killing, quote unquote killing?
They're going to lose, and the reason why is because if it does go, it's probably going to be the supremacy clause, which will get it thrown out. Because the important thing to understand is that he was there during the course of his duties, trying to enforce immigration law. The guy got involved, touched him first. That was a felony. They tried to detain him. He resisted, and he got shot in the process. And this is honestly look, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm happy he died. Of course not. It was a tragedy. But this is what happens when you try to impede law enforcement. And he should have known better. As a concealed carry permit holder, he should have known better. Do not touch law enforcement when you're armed. That is just absolutely ludicrous that he even tried that.
But see, that's what I was saying, is that this is a completely different situation where these people are impeding an investigation. This is not a peaceful protest. Often at times they are in confrontation with these people, and they're voluntarily putting themselves at risk and at harm, especially considering that they don't even really know the laws and they don't even know how severe, because up to this point, from my perspective, I believe that ICE officers and agents have been very lenient on how they've been dealing with these people, because they have not been largely dealing with them to the extent that they could have. And now you see a situation where the dude could have been at home. They're saying that this is not the first time that he's actually had a confrontation with ICE agents.
Yep.
And now you basically put yourself in a bad situation. And so that's what I keep trying to tell people. It's and the foundation behind why they're out there doesn't make sense to me, because they're basically protesting, not necessarily because they believe that it's the wrong thing to do, as far as arresting illegal aliens or arresting people that's not supposed to be in this country that's committed crimes, but also because they just don't like Trump.
Yeah. So the other thing also that people need to understand too is number one, we voted this in. Trump ran on mass deportations. That's what they're there to do. Minneapolis is one of the few cities that's having a lot of problems because we have a bunch of radical leftists that are behaving like idiots. And here's another thing too. I got to put a little bit of accountability, actually not just a little bit, a lot of accountability on Jacob Frey and Tim Walz. They are failed a failed mayor, and we're talking about a failed governor. Why? Because they're too pussy to mobilize the state police and the local police. Now, here's the thing that people need to understand. When ICE is doing these operations, not only are they responsible for arresting these illegal aliens, they're also responsible for crowd control. That's not what feds are trained for, okay? The state police and the local police should be there backing them up and doing a lot of the crowd control. Now, the fact that there's no local uniformed police, whether it's sheriff's office, state police, or local police, emboldens these stupid-ass liberals to think that what they're doing is okay, and it's not. But here's another thing, too, as well. Man, I could really go into this. But I'll give the abbreviated version. If you guys want me to go deeper in this, I can. But when you don't have local police there, state police, city police, sheriff's office, deputies, etc., what ends up happening is these liberals, these raging liberals think, oh, we're in the right being here because the local police don't want to support. Since local police don't want to support, we can fight these guys. We can win. But that's the thing with law enforcement. Your job a lot of times is you have to escalate to a level where the opponent, the aggressor doesn't think that they can win. Like law enforcement has no duty to retreat from these criminals. That's another thing people need to understand with like the whole Renee Good thing. He could have got out the way. Why did he have to do that? Law enforcement has zero responsibility or zero duty to retreat. They're not the same as a regular civilian. In certain states like Minnesota, where there's a duty to retreat, yes, you cannot just shoot somebody when you could have gone away. But law enforcement doesn't have to apply to that because they're there a lot of the times enforcing the law. So they don't have a duty to retreat in most situations. So the fact that the local police aren't there and the state police aren't there supporting emboldens these people to behave the way that they're acting because they look at it like, see, even the local police don't want to be here. We're in the right, even though they're in the wrong. And it took all this time. Finally, Tim Walz mobilized the state police, and they went out and they arrested these guys that were harassing these ICE agents at these hotels. But let's talk about the broader problem here. The broader problem is this. Immigration has always been a politically dirty word. It's always been something that's been a catch-22. It's always been something that politicians don't want to enforce because when you enforce it, on one side, you're looked at as a family destroyer. On the other side, you might be looked at as like, you're not doing your job. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. So a lot of politicians have cucked themselves when it comes to enforcing immigration. Donald Trump is the first president to actually put his foot down and say, you know what? I'm going to actually go ahead and deport people. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, Obama deported more people than Trump. Well, the reason why Obama deported more people than Trump is because illegal aliens come to the country in droves more when there's a Democrat in office because they know that if they're able to get past Border Patrol, they're going to be able to get into the country and they're going to be able to stay if they make it to a sanctuary city. So, of course, deportations are going to be up under a Democrat like Obama, etc., because more illegal aliens come to the border to try to get in. And therefore, there's more deportations.
Let me ask you a question with that. Are when they say deportations, do that also include the people that they stop at the border also?
Yes. That's why
so
Democrats
they basically padding their numbers. They padding the stats.
Absolutely. That's why it's padded stats. Exactly. Because deportations at the border still count as deportations. Now let's get into the real deportations. The real deportations are the ones that we're seeing now, like in Minneapolis and Portland and LA, where they're going into these sanctuary cities that historically have never had to deal with immigration, that have never had to deal with ICE, that have never honored detainers, etc. Now, we've gotten to a point now where we haven't enforced immigration in so long, right? There's been a political issue that's been, a hot potato that they've been passing around, a can that they've been kicking down the road for so long that Democrats and progressives feel emboldened that ICE doesn't have the authority to enforce the INA. They think these people these people have the right to be here. ICE can't be here. That's how long it's been since we've actually enforced immigration. And that's why these Looney Tune people don't get that what they're doing when they touch ICE officers or when they get in the way or they impede is actually illegal. But we haven't enforced immigration in that long where they feel emboldened to do this. And then you add in the fact that the governor and the mayor are out here calling ICE Gestapo. You add in the fact that they're not putting out the state police. They're not putting out the local police. Of course, these radical liberals are going to think that they're on the right because there's no local police there. Their mayor and their governor are saying that these guys are Gestapo, which is obviously a pejorative term to say that they don't have the authority to do it. But the reality is they've had the authority to do it for a very long time. It's just that we've had politicians that were too pussy to actually enforce immigration law because it's a political hot potato and nobody wants to be the bad guy. But we've had this problem for a very long time. Trump did what he was supposed to do. He stopped crossing at the border. He cut the border down, stopped the bleeding. Now it's time to go after these sanctuary cities and get these guys out of here.
Yeah. What do you think about, do you think that this is a deflection tactic? Part of the reason why Tim Walz, Jacob Frey, is enabling a lot of this bad behavior from liberals that are protesting. Do you think that that also is a result of trying to deflect away from all of the fraud that's been discovered and a lot of the conversations that's been around that, that this is kind of a diversion tactic.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, let's just be honest. Jacob Frey is owned by the Somalians. He just is. He's a pussy. He's a coward. He's scared of the Somali community. He doesn't want to call it like it is. These dudes are in here scamming, committing all kinds of fraud. Somalis are notorious for naturalization fraud. They're notorious for immigration fraud. This whole daycare fraud thing, like they've been doing this for a very long time. And he is absolutely terrified of losing that vote because they have, because number one, they're the majority of his constituents. And then on top of that, they overwhelmingly vote Democrat. He doesn't want to lose that. So that's one thing. And then Tim Walz is terrified because Minnesota is a blue state. So these guys are scared of their own shadow. They don't want to stand up to their constituents, even though they're breaking the law. And it took damn near, like, let's be very clear here. It took the city of Minneapolis almost being on fire. We're talking about people sitting at the bottom of a hotel willing to break in with like ICE agents for Tim Walz to mobilize the state police. These guys are cowards.
Yeah, I agree. I want to get your thoughts on this next clip too, that we got loaded up. Carrie, can you play this clip?
When it comes to Renee Good also, same situation, breaking the law, impeding. A car is a deadly weapon. All these people that sit there and say, oh my God, this guy is a murderer. She tried to run him over, and she did run him over, actually. She actually hit him. Like, a car is a deadly weapon.
All right, let me pull it up. Here we go.
Abolishment of the agency. ICE cannot be reformed. It cannot be rehabilitated. We must abolish ICE for good. And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
I need a napkin to know nothing. No, we will continue.
No. Ilhan, you need to go get checked.
No, we will continue. These fucking assholes are not going to get away with it.
You need to go get checked. No, I don't know what. That's whatever it is smells so bad. She needs to go get checked. I don't know
that's
what that
That's
was.
what they want. Please don't let them know.
It's not about him, Ilhan. It's not about him. It's about your safety. No, he sprayed something on you. You need to go get checked. Yeah, and it smells terrible.
We're going to keep talking. Just give me 10 minutes. Just give me 10 minutes. I beg you. Please don't let them have the show. 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 Here is the reality that people like this ugly man don't understand. We are Minnesota strong, and we will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw at us. Everybody settle down. I'm going to finish my remarks. It is important for me to continue to lead my Democratic colleagues in demanding her resignation.
Obviously political violence is unacceptable. That dude's a weirdo for doing that. And honestly, there's really no reason to ever engage in political violence if you're a conservative, because we got the truth on our side. These Democrats are idiots and they're stupid, and there's no need to ever do that. All he could have said was like, Ilhan, we know that you're committing marriage fraud and you got your naturalization through fraud. That's all he had to do. He didn't have to do that. But with that said, that is going to be the political talking point that progressives are going to use. They're going to, this is what I predict. They're going to take the Mamdani route, right? Mamdani successful, as you guys know, for those that are unaware in the audience, Mamdani successful became mayor of New York City. Campaigning basically being anti-ICE and being anti-Israel. I think that is going to be the Democrat playbook for the next election, because Israel is extremely unpopular right now for good reason. And I think they're going to campaign obviously against ICE. They're going to say ICE is the Gestapo. They're going to try to liken it to USSR types of secret police that are evil. But people forget that this is what we voted in, and this is what the people want. And in order to do mass deportations, you're going to have to mobilize ICE into these sanctuary cities that historically have protected these illegal aliens for decades.
Anybody else thoughts on that whole video? Honestly, I wasn't sure if it was actually a real situation or not. Because when I looked at it, he didn't actually spray like her the way that you would normally spray pepper spray somebody or something like that. Like it seemed like he just like sprayed it down, sprayed it towards a sweater or something. Um, I don't know what it was, and it for me, I looked at it with a little bit more of a skeptical eye because it didn't look as believable. And it's almost like they were trying to make her out to be the hero, and then she runs up to him like she was gonna do something to him or something like that. It seemed kind of weird. I'm not an advocate for anybody putting their hands on anybody, especially when you're talking about it politically and all of that type of stuff. Like I think that
No.
I hate the fact that it's kind of embarrassing that they would even be like, let's say hypothetically for the sake of conversation that is real. I think it's embarrassing. I think it kind of sets Republicans and conservatives back, um, and prevents them from continuing to beat them down on policy conversations, showing them that who they are and illegal migration and all of that stuff. And they try to paint themselves out. Now they can try to leverage that in order to kind of paint themselves out to be a hero.
And there's no need because we got the truth on our side. Like progressives typically have to be the violent ones because I've said this before. Progressivism inherently means that they're trying to progress from the status quo. To progress from the status quo, a lot of times you need to do a revolution. You need to do some type of violent rhetoric to get what you want. So progressives have always been far more outspoken when it comes to using violence, assembling, doing riots, protesting, etc. Like, what do we have? January 6th? That's one time. How many times do progressives go out there in the streets and they protest? One thing I will give the left way more credit than the right is they will go outside and they will protest in negative 10-degree weather. They will do that, right? But that is what the essence of progressivism is to always challenge the status quo. But that means up to and including violence, and they have no problem with that. And that's one of the things I think as conservatives that we have on our side, especially now since we've gotten into the Looney Tune world, because I think we're at the point of diminishing returns when you start talking about 99 genders and all that mass immigration, all this other stuff, that we have the truth on our side now. So there's no need for violence, right? You can just debate these people and they lose. Progressives, when I go to these college camps and I sit there and I debate them, a lot of times they can't actually debate the facts. They have to just go off emotion. They get mad at me. Oh, you're in the wrong, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is, because I debated this whole situation with like Renee Good, the shooting is lawful because in America, thank God, we have the Second Amendment and we are not judged on 2020 hindsight. If we're judged on 2020 hindsight when it comes to shootings, everybody's going to jail, right? Yeah. Let's say, for an example, just so I can explain this, for people that might be here listening angry at me, like, oh, Honor Girl, this Myron, you're a bigot. Let's say you're at your house, right? And some kids break into your house, right? And it's dark. You don't see nothing, but you see what appears to be a gun and you shoot them and you kill them. Then you find out that it was a plastic gun or it was an airsoft gun. It wasn't a real gun, right? Under this 2020 hindsight that a lot of these progressives like to use, you will go to prison for that. But thank God, you're going to be judged on, was the use of force reasonable? Well, it was nighttime. Someone broke into your house. You don't know these individuals. You saw what appeared to be a gun. You didn't know it was a plastic gun. You shot and you killed them. Well, that's what keeps you from going to jail. That's what keeps you from going to prison for defending your home. So this 2020 hindsight that progressives like to use with the Renee Good or the Alex Pretti situation, this is the same type of legislature or mindset that would put you in jail for defending your own home. So this is why it's so important to never go off of 2020 hindsight and why a lot of these progressives are fucking retards. And if you actually apply their mindset to the way that we do things, people would go to jail for no reason.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any thoughts on this Ilhan Omar video?
No, I agree. It looked weird to me. The guy looked like a drunk or the whole setup just kind of looked weird. I don't know if it was real or not, but it just, and she went towards him. That whole thing was just kind of off.
Yeah, he's a weirdo for that.
It was off.
I was told that he was a progressive. I was told he wasn't even like a conservative. Like he had some other beef or whatever. I don't know exactly. They're probably going to arrest him and figure out who he is. But that was, that's completely unacceptable, man. Political violence is never the way. Like if you disagree with people, like we got the truth on our side. There's never a need to be violent ever. Progressives need to do that because they're wrong and they know that they're wrong and they know that they can't debate the facts.
Yeah. Yeah. Molly, was you going to say something?
No, I just thought the video was weird. It is sometimes it's hard to tell what's real and what's kind of orchestrated these days, but just listening to her talk, I'm just like the audacity for you to come over here and say ICE needs to be abolished. Like
Yeah, that is what she
these
said.
people have a problem. I don't get it. The sense of entitlement, I don't understand. You don't even want to come over here and live how, Americans live. You just want to take over. They're trying to colonize and people are fighting for it.
Oh, I was gonna say
Like they're
this.
illegal. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, that was it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because I forgot to mention this, that she mentioned like abolish ICE. That is going to be the left-wing talking point for the next, couple of years.
That's the dumbest thing that you could ever say.
It's stupid. And, it's interesting because like people don't realize that like when it comes to the INA and immigration, a lot of these people that are like so critical of ICE and immigration enforcement, like they have no idea like what the INA is. They have zero idea of alienage or anything else like that. And they also don't realize that like the United States has been getting beat by immigration for a very long time, right? And if you don't take control of your borders, you don't take control of your country. And what happens when you have mass immigration is you end up like Canada. You go to Toronto, it's Mumbai now. It's India, basically, right?
Yeah.
You lose your cultural identity. You lose your country's identity. And here's the ugly part that no one wants to admit. These people come here and they're not American patriots. They don't care about America. They come here, take the benefits, send that money back to their country. They don't assimilate. They don't learn the language. They don't want to accept our culture. They don't want to assimilate to our culture. And what's up happening is we end up the third world crap hole that they came from. And this is coming from a guy who, my family's from Sudan. My family immigrated here. But I even have the wherewithal to understand that if a bunch of Sudanese come over here, this is going to turn into Sudan, and that's not good. We don't want to have a Sudanese majority. We don't want to have Indian majority. We don't want to have a Mexican majority. We don't want to have Indian majority. We want to preserve the country the way that was founded. Now, this is going to be controversial for a lot of people, but I'm going to say it. What is the United States? The United States was founded as a Christian white majority country. That is how it was founded. That is how it thrived. That is how it became the unipolar power of the world. That's the facts, okay? But think of it. Now, as we've allowed more immigration to come in, as we've lost our edge, we've lost our industrious edge, etc., what have we become? Now we're in a multipolar world, right? And I think in the position that we're in nowadays, with the rising of China, the rising of Russia, which, by the way, are homogenous countries, interestingly enough, what's happening now? We are having our unipolar status challenged. And I would argue now we're in a multipolar world ever since Russia demonstrated that they can invade Ukraine with no real consequence. They got kicked off SWIFT. They got sanctioned to hell. But guess what? Their economy is still strong. They're still doing well. And they have proven that the reserve currency, the U.S. reserve currency status, the petrodollar, SWIFT, the military might of the United States can't necessarily bully people into being the only unipolar power of the world. And that's where we are now. So this is what happens when you don't get your country under control and people that don't have a vested interest in the success of America come in here. Now, let me be clear about this. Does this mean that we don't can't bring people in from other countries that are going to assimilate and become patriots and love this country like myself? Of course. But we have to be extremely restrictive on who we bring in, and we need to truly bring in the best and the brightest. The days of just bringing in you're tired, you're poor, you're weak, those days are done. We need the best and the brightest now.
Do you think that
all these other countries, our edge, like our military edge, our political edge, our economic edge, it has dissipated. And if we want to stay the world power like we were before, we need to start implementing extreme measures to only have the best and the brightest if we're going to bring immigrants in. Otherwise, we're going to be like Canada, which is a failed nation. Australia, quickly becoming a failed nation. The UK, gone. World power that's completely cooked.
Do you think that because I say multiple different things is true at the same time, right? Our removal of Maduro, right? Do you think that that was also in addition to, whatever it is that people want to believe as far as making sure that China and Russia and Iran and all of these different places were taking advantage of their resources and their oil? And then obviously we have the election and all of this other stuff, right? Do you also believe that that was a test/display, a world display to showcase our military might, to highlight that we are still the number one military power in the world?
Okay. This is a really good question. So I'll cover this in three parts. I'll cover the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? When it comes to this Venezuelan invasion. So the good, we're able to demonstrate our military might. We're able to go ahead and get this guy come in. Delta Force went in there, special forces, etc. They went in there, kidnapped him. We had him back in the United States before they even knew what happened. We were using all types of advanced weaponry. We're able to demonstrate our power. Great. No one got killed. I think one helicopter got hit, but no one, was seriously injured, right? That's the good. The bad. The bad here was we basically, this was a demonstration of weakness, and I'll explain. In order to know why we invaded Venezuela, and the news is not publicized this, so I'm going to talk about a lot of concepts here that might be unknown or whatever, and I'll try to do my best to explain them. We invaded Venezuela for three main reasons, right? We invaded number one because the petrodollar is dying. We invaded number two because Venezuela had struck an agreement with the Chinese and the BRICS countries to do oil transactions in yuan, which is a BRICS currency.
Right.
And then number three, obviously they're in our hemisphere, right? So we had to assert some type of dominance. Now, when it comes to the Monroe Doctrine, right, which is basically the doctrine where we are not going to allow other countries to come into our hemisphere and dictate things, I'm going to be honest, that's kind of bullshit. I'll tell you why. The Chinese have already been all over South America. They're all over the Caribbean. Anyone that's Jamaican here, anyone that's from the Bahamas, you guys already know the Chinese are all over the place. There's a bunch of Chinese Jamaicans right now that speak better, Patois than Jamaicans for that matter, right?
Well, why even mention
here.
it? Because it was established in 1823. So why would we even mention the Monroe Doctrine?
To justify the invasion, because most Americans are stupid and never even leave the country or understand that there's Chinese all over the Caribbean already and all over South America.
Correct.
So for like idiots that don't have a passport, never traveled, or don't understand geopolitical affairs from a foreign perspective, they're like, yeah, Monroe Doctrine, but they don't realize that these people have already been here for decades, right? The Chinese especially, because what the Chinese do is they do a lot of business, they build infrastructure, that's how they gain influence. It's basically an IOU.
They do it in Africa, they do it everywhere, literally all over the globe. That's one of the ways in which they exert power, but then they also allow for themselves to take advantage of their manufacturing power. It goes more than just even military, just bricks, all of that stuff. It goes a lot deeper than that. As far as them continuing to be able to exert power and to sustain their economy while extracting resources.
Yeah. So So I'll go into the Venezuela thing, because this is like a very complex issue that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about. So I'll talk about that first. So now we know. Okay. So the three reasons. Number one, petrodollar is on life support, right? Number two, Venezuela was going to start doing oil transactions in BRICS currency, not a U.S. currency, and I'm going to talk about that here, why that's important in a second. And then third was obviously they're in our hemisphere. Now, in order to really understand this situation, we need to understand how the United States has power. The United States has power on four different things, right? These are the things that make us the world superpower. Number one, reserve currency status. Number two, the petrodollar. Number three, SWIFT, and then number four, our U.S. military might.
You don't think that people are still using the dollar as a reserve currency? As a lot.
That's right. Reserve currency status. Reserve currency status is one of them. So the reserve currency status, right? That's been challenged significantly by BRICS, right? We went from having somewhere around 90%, and I'll quickly go through this for your audience. I know people on the panel probably know what this is, but I'll say this for the audience because they might be like, "What the hell is this nigga talking about?" So reserve currency status, guys, basically is this. Everyone across the world does their international trade in U.S. dollars. So that means that they need to have U.S. dollars to buy commodities. If they want to buy gold, they want to buy oil, they want to buy whatever it may be, they need to do their transactions in U.S. dollars. Why is that important? That allows us to print U.S. dollars with no real consequence of inflation, because our dollar is always in demand. People always need our dollar, and that's what props us up significantly to be able to have the prosperity that we have. That's reserve currency status, right? Now, that is different from the petrodollar. What is the petrodollar? The petrodollar was a deal that Nixon struck back in the 1970s, where the Saudi family would do all their oil transactions in U.S. dollars, right? And in exchange, we would protect the kingdom and keep them from ever being, toppled over or anything else like this, because that's one of the biggest fears in the Middle East is being toppled. So that's the petrodollar, right? So all these people have to do their oil transactions in dollars, and everyone needs oil. So everyone's doing transactions in U.S. dollar. And then next is SWIFT, which is basically the financial system that we institute, where we are watching all different types of monetary transactions, keep it nice and simple. And then obviously our military might, right? Those four things are what keep us as the world power, and has kept us as the world power for a very long time. You need our dollars to do transactions internationally. You need our dollars to buy oil. You need to go through SWIFT. And if you don't abide by any of those three, we got the military might to back up for that. So what did Venezuela do? Venezuela undermined our reserve currency status. They undermined the petrodollar. Now, with the petrodollar, very important, and this didn't get talked about in the news. Last year in June, because obviously it was an election year, nobody cared, and Trump got shot in July, so no one talked about this. But last year in June, the Saudis did not renew the petrodollar agreement. So that means that how they used to do all their oil transactions in dollars, basically it went from like 100% to damn near like only 60% of their transactions were done in the dollar. This is a big problem for us, because if they're not doing their oil transactions in dollar and they're accepting other forms of currency, like with the Chinese yuan, etc., this is a problem for us, because now it lowers the demand for the US dollar, and we're printing a bunch of money. Over the past 5 years, 6 years, since COVID especially, we've been printing money like crazy. So now we're going to start to feel the effects of this inflation even more so. So that puts Washington in a very difficult spot, because now, right, we have the Saudis are not using the petrodollars being undermined, and we have Venezuela, who has the biggest oil reserves in the world, starting to accept a currency that's not U.S. dollars. So that hurts us from the petrodollar perspective and the U.S. Reserve currency status. And they're doing this with an adversary currency and an adversary country, China. So obviously they said, no, we're not going to allow this to happen. And that is why they invaded, and that's why they came in. Now that's the bad. Now here's the ugly, right? Because now that we understand why they invaded and the geopolitical reasons why they invaded, they make it look like it was from a position of power, but it's actually from a position of desperation because of our position in the world. The ugly is this. What we've basically done is we've proven to people that if you don't play by our rules, we will invade you, we will undermine you, we will topple your government, we will destroy you. And now that the US dollar doesn't have the same hegemon that it used to have before, or it's not the same, doesn't have the same hegemonic power that it used to have before, and there's BRICS and there's these alternatives, right? And Russia invading Ukraine and still being de-dollarized, being off of SWIFT, etc., still thriving, countries are starting to realize we don't have to operate on this US-controlled financial system. We can use BRICS. We can do transactions in other currencies. We can find a way, because we're looking at Iran. Iran is sanctioned. We're looking at Russia. They're sanctioned. They're still operating, right? Obviously, Iran's economy just went down recently, but that's for other reasons. But what's basically been shown here is that people don't have to bend the knee to the United States. And this was proven because Mark Carney, actually, the Prime Minister of Canada, he went up there and he basically gave a middle finger to Trump, saying like, yo, we are now in a post-unipolar world where we cannot rely on the United States. That's basically what he said. That's why Trump was so mad, and he got up there and he said, Canada lives because of the United States, etc. Because
that was at the World Economic Forum.
Yes, exactly, in Davos. So Canada, are one of our closest allies, like came out and said that. So the invasion of Venezuela,
and they're allowing for the Chinese to sell cars inside of Canada now.
Yep, they're going to start letting electric vehicles get into Canada, which historically we had to deal with them to not do that, because electric cars from China are way better than American ones, right? This is why Elon Musk has been fighting so hard to keep them out of here. But to bring this all full circle, we now no longer have the moral high ground to tell countries like Russia, you can't invade Ukraine, to tell countries like China, you can't invade here, because we have now become the very hypocrites that we've been condemning all of these years, right? We're supposed to be run on international law and principle, etc. Well, we just violated international law to go get Maduro. Some people are saying, oh, well, we indicted him 6 years ago. Well, don't forget that we indicted him for drug trafficking laws 6 years ago. When under Trump won, we could have got him back then. We didn't get him back then. But what changed? I'll tell you what changed. Petrodollar's gone, reserve currency status undermined, and Russia's proven that you can get around the SWIFT system. So what did they do? They said, "Yo, we got to get control of this oil," and that's why they went in 2026.
In the eyes of the world and the American people, and one of the ways they was able to do it was to say that he stole the election.
Of course, they're going to say that. And let's assume he did steal the election, right? Still not our business, right? And my thing is like, we really and the other thing too is that, like, let's be honest, a lot of I'm a conservative, I voted for Trump, but a lot of conservatives are retards, right? They don't watch the news, they don't watch the news.
A lot of people are conservatives, a lot of people are stupid. All of them.
Yeah, they're stupid. But conservatives even more so tend to be less educated than Democrats, unfortunately. And they don't they don't follow foreign affairs. That's a big one. They don't follow foreign affairs. They don't look at what's going on. They don't look at adversaries, and they're able to kind of lie and be like, look, we did this to demonstrate American power, or might makes right, etc. But what they don't realize is, in a multipolar world where we are no longer the only world power, this was a demonstration of weakness, and I don't think it was good. And then most importantly, we've lost influence in the international community, because people are slowly going to start to move to these other countries, align with these other countries, start to gain influence from these other countries, and then get out of our system that we've created that's, starting to show weaknesses, like with the US dollar, the reserve currency status, petrodollar, SWIFT, etc. People are starting to look for alternatives, and we've given them the out to do so.
But they already are. They already were, because BRICS expanded in 2024
Yeah.
And in
But we've
2000,
emboldened them even more now. Is my point is like we've like if they were on the fence about it before, or if they were doing it before, now they're like, whoa, we really gotta like find, we really gotta be on this alternative system, because the U.S. show, like with the Trump, he's talking about taking Greenland. He went into Venezuela. This has a lot of countries fearful and concerned. And before we could have played that game when we were the only show in town, but we're not the only show in town anymore.
Yeah, it gets a little bit more complicated and dicey.
Of course, yeah.
When you start to talk about BRICS, when you're talking about international influence, China has always been a problem, but we're the ones that empowered them to become the problem that we have to deal with now. We basically subsidize their economy by selling off our economy and allowing for everybody to build everything everywhere else instead of here in America. So it's kind of being stuck between a rock and a hard place for this president, especially for this administration, trying to take on and tackle so many different issues all at the same time, while at the same time still trying to manage international relationships and exert power or showcase how the United States of America still should be the world's reserve currency, while losing a foothold and at the same time still trying to do business with other countries, right? So it gets a lot more complicated than a lot of people look at it on the surface. And if you talk to liberals and conservatives, a lot of times when a lot of these things happen, they become overnight experts on what's happening internationally, but at the same time, they don't really understand what's going on. So
yeah, and then like when it comes to like Greenland, for example, right? Like the reason why he wants Greenland so much is because Greenland is rich in a precious metal called like dysprosium or whatever. I might have butchered it. Yeah, dysprosium. It's a heat resistance precious metal that they put in fighter metal jets. I'm lagging.
You weren't lagging for me. Mm-mm.
Can you guys hear me now?
Anton, you're lagging.
Oh, so that's Anton.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You guys can hear me? Okay. So like for Greenland, for example, right? There's a rare earth metal that they want in Greenland called dysprosium and a couple others that basically like act as like magnets that are super heat resistant. And the reason why we want them is because these are critical components of fighter jets, right? So that is why they want Greenland so much. But what they don't realize is like, okay, you invade Greenland, you show some type of military might. Well, that's a NATO country. Now we're going ahead and alienating our allies, like losing more influence. Like the thing is this: markets love predictability, and Trump's unpredictable foreign policy has created a lot of obviously volatility in the markets, and that creates issues. And whenever you create volatility like that, people start to silently go towards other countries. They start to fall into the Chinese realm of influence, the Russian realm of influence, our adversaries' realm of influence. And that could create a lot of problems for us, like down the road. And like in the short term, and let me be clear about this. In the short term, yes, we're going to see some economic stimuli. Yes, we're going to see some gas prices dropping. Yes, we're going to see the stock market go up. Sure. But like in the long term, this is going to come back to bite us in the ass. Like bad foreign policy typically doesn't bite you right then and there. It bites you later on. For example, the invasion of Ukraine, that was years in the making. That was years of very bad foreign policy of us lying to Russia, saying, oh yeah, we're not going to expand NATO. We're not going to expand NATO. Every president promising Putin, we're not going to expand NATO. We expanded it. And at some point, now it's blew up in our face. Now we have, a massacre on our hands. We're talking about, 1 million people plus dead on both sides. We're talking about a geopolitical disaster. We're talking about a conflict that we can't really win, that Ukraine has lost, right? But that was years upon years in the making, right? What's going on in Gaza, right? Bad foreign policy in the Middle East. We gave Israel everything that they ever wanted. We sanctioned the hell out of Iran. We bombed their adversaries. We gave them the weapons that they needed to, to attack all their enemies, right? And then what did they do? They ended up doing a genocide with us footing the bill right in front of us, So like all of this stuff adds up and is going to undermine us in the long term. So bad foreign policy doesn't you don't pay the consequences for bad foreign policy right then and there. It comes to bite you in the ass later on. And I think at this point, we're writing up a bill that we honestly can't pay. So that's kind of what I think there. And I think like intervention, a lot of the times creates issues for the United States when we really have no business involving ourselves in a lot of these conflicts.
So do you think that, oh, go ahead, Molly.
Go ahead, Carrie. You might be asking the same question.
Well, I was just going to ask, so do you think that was the wrong move to go into Venezuela and grab him?
I think it was, yeah. and they used a BS reason, an arrest warrant from 2020 that they could have got him on back from before. The real reason they grabbed them was because of all the other geopolitical implications with the petrodollar, reserve currency status, the oil, etc. Because we didn't have these problems back in 2020. Russia didn't invade Ukraine. The petrodollar was still strong. There was no need to invade Venezuela back then. But now with all these other things that have changed, that is why. And then obviously we're looking at a war in the Middle East right now, right? Like we've just literally mobilized a bunch of assets in the Persian Gulf to attack Iran, right? That's another reason also that we invaded as well. Like once again, bad foreign policy in the Middle East has led us to doing things over here on this side. So because the Israelis were definitely happy when we invaded Venezuela. So I think in the short term, yes, we will see some benefits. In the long term, I think it's going to hurt us.
I agree. I can see power eventually shifting over to the east.
Yeah, and then someone said, don't agree that tariffs will stabilize the U.S. market. See, okay, this person's an idiot. Here's the thing with tariffs. Tariffs work only if you stick to them, okay? Tariffs are a long-term solution, right? If you're actually going to, because the purpose of tariffs is to penalize people for off-sharing American labor. That only works if you actually stick to it and use it and bring the industry back here. Here's the thing. That's going to take longer than 4 years. That's going to take longer than one presidential term. That's going to take years of, creating infrastructure here, building these businesses back up. It can't be done in 4 years, right? We're talking about 5 to 10 years. And here's the other thing too that people don't know. When Trump was first talking about these tariffs, right? A lot of these top 500 Fortune companies, or top 500 Fortune companies, went to the White House and said, "Look, are you serious about these tariffs? If you are serious about these tariffs, we will start mobilizing to build infrastructure here, to create jobs here, if you are serious about doing this." The White House didn't want to give them a statement. And that's why Trump started lowering tariffs here, He's not using tariffs to actually bring jobs back to America. He's using tariffs to get some income and use it for political pressure to negotiate. It's not about bringing jobs back. It's about creating some revenue, scaring countries off, and exerting political pressure. That's what the tariffs are for. And anyone that thinks he's using it to actually bring American jobs back, you're an idiot. You're 50 IQ. Because in order to bring those jobs back, we're talking about years upon years that it will take to actually bring that infrastructure back to the United States.
What do you think about all the anti-Semitic laws being spread all over the United States?
Like anti-Semitism laws, like for criticizing Israel?
Yeah, and the latest one on TikTok, you can't say Zionist. Like, what do you think of this stuff?
I mean, I called this a while ago. I knew that things were going to be bad because, okay, so let's go through the TikTok thing, right? A lot of people don't know that they were trying to get TikTok taken down back in 2020 under Trump's first administration. And the reason why is because they were saying, hey, look, it's Chinese spyware. They're collecting information on Americans. This is illegal, blah, blah, blah. Never ended up passing, never ended up banning it. TikTok rose to become one of the most popular apps, etc. It wasn't until October 7th happened and a letter went viral on TikTok. It was called A Letter to America, famously written by Osama bin Laden. And this letter went viral in November of 2023. As you guys know, October 7th happens in Israel. They're attacked by Hamas. A month later, this letter goes viral. And in the letter, Osama bin Laden explains in excruciating detail all of his grievances with America and why he attacked on September 11th. Now, why was this a big deal? This was a big deal because all the people here that are a little bit older, you guys remember, we didn't see that letter. Back in the early 2000s, it was just Fox News, CBS, ABC. There was no alternative media. They didn't show us that letter. Well, we know why now. They didn't show the letter because back then, the media company said we didn't show the letter because we were afraid that that letter would have some type of code language in there that would basically get sleeper cells to activate in America. We don't want more terrorist attacks. That's what they used to justify. So when this letter came out 20 plus years later, right, the youth who didn't know about 9/11 to the same degree that we did, and most importantly, weren't indoctrinated with the Zionist control media narrative that they peddled on us to get the Iraq war justified, they looked at it with a fresh set of eyes. What did they say? Oh, this is why Hamas attacked these guys. Oh, this is why Israel's been doing all the things that they're doing. And it red-pilled a whole generation of people, right? What did they do? They took that letter down. They banned it immediately. It went viral, right? And it was at that point that the Zionist lobby, the Israel lobby, said, okay, we need to do something about TikTok. Jonathan Greenblatt, all these different lobbying groups, pro-Israel lobbying groups, said we need to do something about TikTok because we have an age problem. And this is what he said. He said we don't have an anti-Semitism problem from like, we have an anti-Semitism problem by age, right? By demographic. So they knew that TikTok was heavily influential on young people. And they realized that the young people are going to be the next politicians, the next voter class, the next people that are going to have positions of power in all the elite institutions in America. So what did they do? They went after TikTok. They went after all the college campuses. They started shutting down the protests at Harvard. They started shutting down the protests at Cornell, Columbia, etc. So all these college campuses that had all these like, anti-Israel protests or pro-Palestine protests, they started shutting that down because they realized this is going to be the next generation of a voter. Too late though, right? Because obviously at this point the cat was at the bag. People were waking up. People saw what was going on in Gaza. People were reposting this stuff no matter what on TikTok, on X. They saw the kids getting blown up. They saw the kids dying. So obviously one of the things that Trump did, and a lot of people don't know this, Trump basically accepted a deal with the devil. Trump was in a very bad spot when he campaigned in 2024. We're talking about indicted in 4 different jurisdictions. He had a bunch of legal cases against him. He was being, sued civilly, and he had criminal cases. He was down for money. So what happens? The Israel lobby, look, we'll get you in. Mary Madelson, I'll give you $100 million. We'll make sure that you win. We'll get behind you, but you need to be pro-Israel. No problem. I've always been pro-Israel. But great. So what happens? He injects the Project Esther plan, which is what we're seeing right now, ran by the Heritage Foundation, also run by Zionists. And that's what we're seeing right now. Anti-Semitism immigration laws, right? We're seeing these anti-Semitism bills. We're seeing these bills where if you're a business in America and you're not supportive of Israel, you're not going to get funding like in Texas. We saw these politicians being super pro-Israel. They're getting a whole bunch of funding. And then obviously we're seeing TikTok was acquired by Larry Ellison, right? And the reason why Trump saved TikTok is because TikTok was instrumental in getting him elected, right? You know that Kamala Harris ran with traditional celebrities. Trump used social media. So TikTok got him elected, but he was able to buy TikTok a little bit of time so that someone that's more pro-Israel would purchase it. Larry Ellison, who's one of the biggest supporters of the IDF, one of the biggest donors, he takes it. And now this guy named, I think, Dan Presser is the CEO of TikTok. And they're getting rid of the term Zionist. They're making it way more pro-Israel. And, they're going to make sure that they clean that thing up and make sure that, pro-Palestine posts aren't going to be as seen. And they're doing this because TikTok is by far the biggest social media platform for the young people. And I think the cat's out the bag at this point. I think they're cooked. I think people already know what's going on, but they're absolutely going to start, censoring and cutting down the rhetoric that's critical of Israel because they want a war with Iran, guys. Don't forget, their war's not done. Gaza was just step one. Their war, they want to finish the war with Iran, and they're going to need as much U.S. support to back them in this conflict. So they can't have dissenting voices on TikTok or YouTube or anything else like that. I predict that this censorship is going to reach all the other platforms too very soon when it comes to the pro-Israel lobby. But they've been lobbying about this for a minute. And I say all this to say this. Isn't it interesting that when it came to American national security back in 2020 of Chinese spyware, we didn't cancel it. But when it came to Israel and the protection of a foreign state and the Israel lobby, they were able to get TikTok taken down. So when it comes to our national security, it doesn't matter. But when it comes to Israel national security, we took that thing down, bought it, and switched up the terms and services for another country. That if that doesn't prove that this country is run by them, I don't know what else proves it.
What did you just say? Can you say that again for me, please?
Which part, Slimmy?
Just what he just said. Just what he just said.
I'll summarize it with this. The reason why I brought up the part that TikTok was going to get banned back in 2020 is because it was going to get banned on national security grounds that the Chinese were intercepting our telecommunication, our signals, right, via TikTok. We didn't ban TikTok for that. When it came to American national security, we did not ban TikTok. We kind of kicked the can down the road, let it rock, right? But when the Israel lobby started knocking, the ADL and all these other groups, right, started complaining about TikTok, we got it taken down and bought under different, bought under new ownership. And now we're switching the algorithm up, switching the terms of service, etc. So in other words, our national security couldn't get TikTok shut down, but Israel's national security could. If that doesn't prove that Israel runs this country, I don't know what else does.
Thank you, sir.
Do you think they've always ran this country, or do you think this is relatively new?
They've always ran this country ever since World War I, World War II. They've run this country for a very long time. It's just that a lot of people don't know because they changed their last names around. Obviously they didn't share their background for obvious reasons. but they've been in positions of power in the United States for decades upon decades upon decades.
Okay.
So, Slimmy, you were saying it as a confirmation.
Yeah, of a compilation of things I've been saying since I was up there. That's all.
We're just in too deep at this point, but I don't know. I definitely think
Yeah, it's literally, yeah, they've just had positions of influence and power for a very long time, and they've, the thing I say is that like they're just in positions of power and critical infrastructure points in American society. So politics, big tech, social media platforms, finance, like they have overrepresentation in almost every single elitist group, the Ivy Leagues, right? So this is why, like, and here's the other thing too, I think that people need to understand also that's very important. And this is why, like, a lot of them like are not America first. You take someone like a Bill Ackman, right? Who's a lifelong Democrat, supported the Clintons, etc. When Trump was campaigning, who did he vote for? He voted for Trump. Why did he vote for Trump? Because of Israel, right? And there's a lot of these guys that, will switch their voting pattern or switch their political party if it doesn't align with Israel. This is why so many Democrat or leftist Zionists voted for Trump, because Trump, they knew, was going to be far more pro-Israel. And that's the problem, is that a lot of these guys have a dual allegiance. And when I say dual allegiance, they really have allegiance to Israel.
Quimmy, I feel like you're over there gloating.
I know. I'm like, Slim, you got anything else you want to say?
No.
Hey, I might get out of here in a second. Is there, if you guys, unless you guys have anything else, I don't mean to take over and everything like that.
No. We appreciate you, because there was a lot of it was a few different clips that I wanted to go over. So I appreciate you for coming through, bro. Always.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. I was I think I was gonna come on another time, but I couldn't jump on because I didn't like see the link or something like that. But no, man, what's the name? That dude, what was the loser's name that tried to start that fight with you, bro? He's a loser.
Oh, Corey?
Yeah, he's an L for that, man.
Yeah. Anytime you want to jump on, just send me a message, because I don't usually put the link in the chat.
Yeah,
I usually I keep it reserved. So anytime you just hit me up, I'll drop it for you.
No worries, man. No worries. All right, brother. I'll talk to you, man.
Bro.
All right, man. Thank you for having me on. Later, guys.
Thank you, bro.
Bye.
See you.
Let me see what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the show, Myron. Appreciate him for coming through.
Yeah,
Terry, you got a ton of super chats that you gotta
Oh, I sure do. All right.
I don't know if anybody else had any other thoughts on this.
Anybody?
Yeah, anytime that I want
It's been
to
frozen for the whole time.
anytime that I want to lean into understanding things from a law enforcement perspective, or getting another view when it comes to looking at things from an international political lens, then I think that Myron is a phenomenal source for that.
No, I definitely took a lot from that.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go over here and knock these out real quick. We might need some water or anything. Bathroom break.
No, I got some new AirPods that I'm setting up, so
Now's the time. All right. Yappity yap. Okay, your pet.
I see these super chats don't kick Carrie's ass, so we're gonna take a minute.
Why you don't speak that over me? February
I'm
4th,
sorry.
91, my B-Day. Sanchez, when is yours though?
The 30th.
Daniel is always learning. Didn't we learn in 60s? Can't fight the government. BK Finest, is the down low movement why you think Hulk Hogan came up with the move Thunder Smash from the movie Rocky 3? Think about it. Hint, Thunder Lips. Denzel, thank you so much for the super chat. Daniel's always learning. Yo, who out here? Hannibal, Cannibal, and Cops. Johnny Mac 81, the officer that pulled the gun accidentally discharged the weapon as he was pulling it away, which prompted the otherwise officers to start shooting. Construct Icon, somebody please sing Written All Over. I'm not singing that. Written All Over Your Face by the Rude Boys. If you don't know the song, you're welcome. It's dope. We know that song.
It's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word.
Come on,
Hey,
Slimmy.
we about to start a choir up in this
Let me
one.
write that one down because
A
I
smile, a smile, a smile, a smile for me. It's better than any word you ever heard.
But you didn't want to sing my song. That's crazy.
I know that.
I don't want to sing. I don't want to sing.
God.
What am I give for my birthday? No.
No, the one the super chat was crazy.
Oh, I was eating. You ain't hear me say that?
Put that food
Yeah,
down.
I was eating.
I gotta keep going because I'm about to sing the whole song and Anton's gonna yell at me. I already feel it. I feel it coming. God sent 77. People need to understand the tort laws that cops can use up to deadly force, that without his ID, he was illegally carrying his firearm, and that he went to protest armed looking for an altercation.
Oh, he ain't have his ID on him?
I know he was not walking around with a gun with no ID. Everybody hates Juju, thought they had the complexion for the protection. Oh, that's a good one. Cali Mike, sorry, God, I mean he's dead. Sorry. Cali Mike 16. Why do have so much compassion for law enforcement, but always throw shots at black people? And because he had prior altercations, justifies unaliving someone. I don't get that. There's black people who are law enforcement though. Akwamba protesting ICE doing their jobs ain't gonna do nothing. Go protest at the US and state capitol. They all are just trying to do their jobs. Mr. Bubbles, somebody needs to acknowledge that he committed a felony by assaulting a federal agent. Additionally, being armed with a gun while committing a dangerous felony is another charge. V1, I have worked with federal law enforcement the last 20 years. The mistake he made was helping the woman while being armed. SCOTUS has ruled deference goes to the law enforcement every time. Federal law is not the same as local. Daniel is always learning. Panel, who gonna yell at cop with visible pew pew? Romy Rome, no matters what political side you stand on, you should still be able to be objective to say right is right and wrong is wrong. Salute, Kimmy. Aaron Madrano, Anton is the only one right on this topic. 876 vlogs, my boss wife be on TikTok live every day tracking ICE officers. Spaces, ninjas record themselves doing crimes every day, B. Yo, it's Eric TV. Obama did the same thing. No protests. It's Trump derangement syndrome. Aaron Madrano, I see the left got to you, Slimmy. Believe the lies.
I'm not left or right.
Mama 867. Did you see the news about signal leak chat messages? I don't know. BK Finest, are we going to ignore the meaning of the definition of protest? A person who publicly demonstrates strong objection to something, a demonstrator. That's not what you see in blue states. Wizzy, thank you so much for your super chat. Zero Fallouts. Let me see how fake conservatives talk about don't tread on me, don't trust the government. Now they okay with all the rights violation. Michigan brought sweepers to protest in 2020. Now they obey or die. P. Rothstein, it has always been a crime to impede or obstruct a police officer or federal agent from doing their job. What are we talking about? ICE are people too. Yo, it's Eric TV. He was underage, Lex, not the same. Aaron Madrano, did Slimmy vote for Kamala Mama and Tampon Timmy? J Wick 24 Gaming, defending Gestapo agents but then quoting Bible scriptures is blasphemy. It's something called a moral compass. I see how the Holocaust happened. Proud American from the islands, very obvious Slimmy never owned a gun. The deceased lost all privileges, putting self in bad situations. People like him messes with our Second Amendment.
It's not true.
William Collins, 8697. Remember the Florida governor spoke on Los Angeles when ICE NG were being assaulted? He said, what would happen if they used cars and bricks, etc. in Florida? Daniel is always learning. People at civil rights protests had no gun and won. V1, an 80% white state is fighting to keep its minority illegal or TPS status population. I wonder why. Haven't we seen this story before? Rob W, 2011. Crazy part is that we were complaining about all of illegal immigrants arriving, and then when something being done to address it, it's a problem. Come on. Godson 77. He was illegally carrying without his ID is illegal. Aaron Madrano. No, Slimmy, you have to wake up. You are brainwashed. Romy Rome with, I'm sorry, what's with all the melancholy tones? Obi-Wan Dahomey, stop, Slimmy. It's called cross training. I've trained with the IDF. I trained with Canadians, Australians, Germans, British, Japan. The list goes on. The Bison returns. Ice run up on you with based on what? Skin color? BK Finest. Why are these fake protesters defending these criminals? If the roles were reversed, these immigrants will not defend them. The media is shouting the narrative and not the truth. Is totally subjective. Brown Eyes. Under the Obama administration, 56 people died under his deportation orders, right? Also under Obama, an American kid was killed. Rilo G. Kimmy, this is for you. You never try me, always stood right by me, make living lively, highly spoken of, my only love, the only one, you're my wife. Oh, isn't that next? Is that next? I don't know. Proud American from the islands. The bus driver thinks he knows more than veterans. Slimmy too feminine. Stay in your lane with your cartoon shirts. The real men got this. No, Slimmy's just fine. Daniel is always learning. You mother effing shout out to intellectual master Myron for real. Jay Massey, what's up, y'all? Anton, how do I get a bag chaser hat? And also, how much for a coaching call? They're gonna let people know when they can order the bag chaser hats. You should probably join the Patreon if you have not. And then coaching call, you'd have to, I don't know if he opened it back up, but if he did, you have to send him an email. And I'm sure you know the email, Anton Daniels 413 at Gmail. I don't know. Yo, it's Eric TV. Tom Holman was Obama's gave him a medal. Okay, Eric, thank you. Daniel is always learning. With Myron, learn much in short amount of time.
He gave him a medal, or he gave him a medal?
I'm not messing.
That? Did y'all see that?
Jay Messi. Bro, when I was security guard at a school, I saw a 7-year-old walk up to an officer and try to put his hand on the officer's gun, and the officer responded by slapping his hand away. Point is, imagine the guy grabbed gun rather arm. BK Finest, Jacob Fry didn't do anything when a transgender killed innocent children in the church. No updates, no nothing. Is old news to them. Daniel's always learning. Fake stage with fart spray. She's like, it has a smell to. Daniel's always learning. Trump stopped Chinese buying farms near military. V1, Myron speaks facts. If you didn't take U.S. government, global economics, or any nerd classes like this in high school or college, you missed a lot. M.K, U.S. has interfered in election in my country, Congo, for decades. Handsome T100, since no one else is saying it, Slimmy, you were 100% right. Daddy and the Caddy, I love many of Myron's points, but anti-Semitism is a form of cultural Marxism. Jews are high achievers. Don't cry about it. Just step your game up.
Never mind.
Me University, God said David will always have a son in power. Destiny Roshan, happy early birthday to my fellow Aquarian Miss Sanchez. Mine is January 31st. Well, happy early birthday
to you too.
Construct Icon, are you broke if you pay all your bills but don't splurge? No, why would you be broke?
Do you save?
Thank you all for your. Did I get them all, Anton?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you all for your super chats. I think I went through 53 pretty quick. I'm just saying.
This is the last subject too.
Look at this. All right. Well, let's go on over to the last
Because
subject.
some of the subjects was longer than others, so
Okay. All right, here we go.
Do you know why body counts were so high for women in the 80s? A lot of us.
Yo.
Mine was huge body count number, man. Lucky they didn't talk about them then. I'm 59. I don't even know their names. Really. Can't even remember. But from a woman who lived it, I'm going to tell you why it's so high. If you want to know what you get when you get an 80s man. Because that's what you're about to get. Donald Trump is about to unleash the 80s guy on you. We gave in. We just fucked them. So they would leave us alone. That's what we did. What do you think they're going to do now that you have the ability to say no? Because you're not one that just gives in. What do you see happening with violence in this country against women and children? That is the part that's missing. You don't know what we had to live like. I lived it, and I was considered conventionally attractive. I just fucked them so they would go away. That's how I got through the 80s.
Whore.
Wait, what? Where did you? Okay.
Well,
Woman
let me
says
say
they-
nope. You asked the question. Now I have to answer the question. I am in tune with what is happening in the culture and what people are talking about. One of the videos that is incredibly popular right now is this woman saying that she got through the 80s by fucking her way through it.
What does that even mean? Like,
you want to play the video again?
Essentially saying to keep from getting forced, she willingly went along with it.
I thought she was related to effing her way through having resources until she. I don't know.
I think different people gonna take it different ways.
I'm gonna have to run that one back.
You want me to play it again?
My two brain cells ain't.
Let's do it one more again.
Let's play it without the visual. That's what's
Everybody
fucked
close
everybody up.
Close your eyes.
Do you know why body counts were so high for women in the 80s? A lot of us. Mine was huge body count number, man. Lucky they didn't talk about them then. I'm 59. I don't even know their names. Really. Can't even remember. But from a woman who lived it, I'm going to tell you why it's so high. If you want to know what you get when you get an 80s man. Because that's what you're about to get. Donald Trump is about to unleash the 80s guy on you. We gave in. We just fucked them. So they would leave us alone. That's what we did. What do you think they're going to do now that you have the ability to say no? Because you're not one that just gives in. What do you see happening with violence in this country against women and children? That is the part that's missing. You don't know what we had to live like. I lived it, and I was considered conventionally attractive. I just fucked them so they would go away. That's how I got through the 80s.
This is so creepy, man. Like, I'm disturbed.
Okay, I understood it a little bit better.
Who is spreading this?
Why would that not make them come back?
Does she have a wedding ring going? Is she talking about like the whole red pill culture and
Y'all
men
want to
being
see
a
the
little bit
comments on that video?
machismo?
Yes.
No.
I do.
I can pull them up.
And
I
who
wanna
are 80s men? Are they people who were men in the 80s or people who were
I think
born
that's what she means. The men that were in the 80s with the women of the 80s. Like I said, I think that she's trying to say like they didn't have the ability to say no, which that's okay. But she's saying that I guess they didn't have the ability to say no, so they just went along with it to keep from being forced. And essentially that is where we're going.
But didn't she say she was 59?
Yeah.
Which would make her be born in 1967, which means in 1980 she'd be 13. So like what men of the 80s, like I'm confused. Go
said,
ahead.
Holly, why she looks so
Her
No,
red?
she said the 80s. She
Yeah,
didn't
she's
say
lying about her age
1980s.
for sure.
I don't know. Okay, you want to show us the comments?
Oh, I gotta pull them up. You gotta give me a second.
Why is this?
Abortion said she
She
had
she would have
Cheez-Its.
still been 19 in the 80s though. At some
But that's
point.
She's about
yeah, but still to the point where you're saying now that you had to sleep your way through getting through your teenage years, basically, and now they're being unleashed on like.
She's basically talking about grape culture, I guess.
This is liberal
She's
white
talking about
lady.
grape culture. And she's basically saying dudes was throwing themselves on women. They was like hunting them down so hard that they really couldn't like keep them off of them. So
This video
they
is
just
only
there.
a couple days old, and it's already got over 3 million. 3 million
What?
views. I'm telling you that it's a very, very popular video.
Women
3
be afraid of
million
men.
views.
Right. I can see being afraid of men. I cannot see willingly just going along with more than 1 or 2 or 3 or 10. Like,
But
Yeah,
what
she's just trying to make excuses
to
for
do with
stacking
Trump?
bodies.
How is Trump unleashing these men? Like she was all over. I'm sorry.
Women like her feel like they losing control to masculine men. I don't know. This is her trauma. I don't think we heard target demographic who she talking to.
She
But
was just a whore.
these women be having trauma with men. That's it. That's all I can say.
Bailey says people need to rewatch The Wolf of Wall Street with this in mind, with 15,000 likes. Prince Jasper says, I work in waste management. I found an old diary at the transfer center from the 80s written by a young woman at the time. And yeah, this tracks. Trisha says, I'm 57 and the 80s weren't as wonderful as everybody remembers it being. Sonny says, my mother said it was the 80s when I asked her who my dad was, and she was sad. I get it now. Shayna says, the way people romanticize the 80s, but this makes so much sense. Fawning, yes. A lot of people keep saying fawning. I don't know. People be trying to be so deep. I don't know what that means. It was survival mode with the emoji. We have a 90 solutions for the 80. My whole time while watching this. Every time I see a conservative MAGA woman in the comments, I put this under her comment. That is terrifying. Baby girl, you gave me chills. This is heartbreaking. Thank you for sharing this because this is largely the unsaid part. We ain't going back, says Danielle. I'm starting to understand why my parents sheltered us. I didn't know how to navigate my own city until I was 24 years old with a GPS. And yet white women voted him in anyway. I'm 65. I quit so many jobs. So they would leave us alone. No one talks about that part. Anyways. And then, of course, they get the black women in there. For those of you saying we would never, that's not the point. Oh my effing God. And then the girl says this, damn, if you just listen to black women the first time.
What does
So,
that mean?
women are trauma bonding. They doing their thing.
Yeah, so fawning is like when you overlook, I guess you would say, an atrocity for the pleasure of someone else. Regardless. So pretty much if you don't want to have sex, you have sex with them anyway because you want to give the path to least resistance. That's pretty much what it is.
How do you end up in a situation where all of these men are where you are by yourself with all of these men privately? Because I don't think that they were jumping on these women at work or at the bus stop on the corner. I could be wrong. I don't know. Wasn't there. But it just seems very strange. Maybe she's saying that it was sexual harassment and they didn't have words for it and they were scared, so they went with it. I don't know. I can't reconcile this in my head. And I don't know what Trump has to do with this. How did those things come together?
She was validating her whoredom by saying that it was great culture back then. But you can't always be in a situation where a man is doing this to you. How are you always ending up in that situation where you stacked up so many bodies that you were just okay? I'm just gonna lay here and let them smash. That makes no sense. That makes no
I
sense.
call bullshit.
I think that clearly some people might have had like real situations happen where somebody might have got great, whatever. But I think all in all, women especially, are not taking responsibility for their past. Like, look, you and your girls went to the house or the party that you shouldn't have went to, or maybe you got permission, some things went down, and now you want to, cry wolf. I'm sorry.
But
I'm
how
sorry.
does it keep happening? Like after the
That's
first one,
my
maybe
point.
the second one, you would stay at home. You would be so traumatized that you would go nowhere.
Man, at the end of the day, it sounded like she liked it. And because she was looking back on things, she wanted to reflect it in a different way. She don't want to be seen as no hoe. She don't want to be seen like that.
She said her body count was so
Yeah.
high.
How so all these dudes just tried to force themselves on you? That doesn't make sense.
That's why I was telling
If
y'all.
every guy is trying to force themselves on you, where are you at that this keeps occurring? Like you need to stop going there. And you need to have somebody with you.
No, women are afraid of men, generally speaking, and a lot of these type of women who talk and think like her, like what is it, The Handmaid's Tale? Like they really think that that might be a reality where men are kind of taking women's autonomy.
Is that what
Maybe
happens in that?
yeah, I think they were like getting forced to like have babies or something
Yeah.
crazy like that. But a lot of women really think that this is where men are trying to put women in like these types of positions. And I think she's telling these women to go with, she seemed toxic. I don't know, but
This is the thing, man. Like I
I
think
don't
Carrie
think
said it
y'all
best.
realize.
Women, well, go ahead.
Go ahead, Slimmy. I don't know. I forgot.
All right. Women aren't taking their actions and they're not being accountable for them because there's no way you just got this mega body count because you were always around men that wanted to just force themselves on you. I think the problem is like it's getting to the point where a certain group of women, and I'm saying a certain group for a reason, they want to blame men for all their trauma.
Or white women?
Even though it's not just white women. It's just
Well, I'm
women. It's
trying to
just a
figure out what
certain type of group of women in general.
Feminists?
They want to. I'm not. I don't know, but it's a lot of women. They are blaming men for their trauma, and you can't really blame a man if you were just promiscuous. That's not a man's fault. That's not a man's fault. That was your decision. You wanted to be with a bunch of men. You didn't know how to slow down. That's not a man's fault because women, you have the ultimate decision on if you're going to lay with this man or not. You got the green light. Like you just could say, hey, I'm not rocking with you like that. Like stop. And that's the end of it. And women still have this thing in their mind as if, oh, I slept with all these guys. It's their fault that they wanted to sleep with me. It's really strange logic. But so one day I think women will, that group of women or women that think like that, one day they'll come to some type of epiphany and they'll grasp some type of accountability.
Never. Ever.
If
Or
you're
they
that
don't
old and you don't have it, you're not getting it.
Well, or they don't have,
I'm not even
And
talking
she's
about no
spreading her
age.
message.
or they don't have to believe people like Anton who say you're a hoe if you weren't a virgin.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I said this a long time ago, and everybody tried to act like I was crazy. But everything comes full circle, and I be right as fuck. I said that chicks back in the day were not better than the women today. It's just that we got social media. And that a lot of the shit that they was doing we just didn't. You just didn't say nothing because you know what I'm saying. Like they just did what the fuck they wanted to do. I've been saying this for the longest, and niggas been acting like I'm crazy. No, man, the women was different back then. No, man, no, they weren't. They were just as bad, if not 10 times worse.
Yeah, she sound like
10 times worse. And they didn't have to cover it up because they was just fucking. It was just a culture, and you didn't have social media for people to do story times. I said I've been saying this for the longest, and everybody in the chat, the people in the comments, they've been trying to debate that shit. Now you got it out of the horse's mouth, and they body count is high. They don't remember their names, they don't remember the times, they don't remember the dates, they don't remember how old they are. They was just fucking, just humping.
They
and
had
that's
to
what I'm saying,
survive.
bro. I don't believe. I'm telling y'all, them women, it's nothing new. They're all the same. It isn't any different than it's always been.
I think the difference is like, independence kind of like change things, and feminism kind of alters what people think
changes
about
how they market
the
themselves.
80s, the 80s and now, because it wasn't as prevalent. So people tend to think that changes that women was just fucking, and it doesn't change that. There was a lot of sex happening back then, man. Like,
it's always been a lot of sex.
Right. Wasn't the 70s like free love type stuff? I think that would have taken
there was a hippie movement.
off. Like it didn't just die because
they
it
used to
turned
just
into 1980.
they would be
Orgy with
public.
anybody.
They would be public and like using drugs and fucking like right there at festivals and shit.
They still do that.
Oh shit.
Bro, it's
Burning
nothing
Man. They had a
changed.
a tent
It's
where you
nothing
could just have
changed,
orgies.
bro. It's nothing
What's
changed.
this?
Burning Man.
You ain't never heard of Burning Man?
They have
Where
orgies.
they're out in the desert not taking showers and then they all get on the plane at the same time and it smells real bad.
Yep. You ain't never seen Burning Man, Slimmy?
No. I don't like the name. So I think we
It's
should
one of the
probably
hugest festivals.
Slimmy, you gotta get outside, bro.
No, I don't gotta get outside for that.
They was on
Anything
the
involving
news.
no showers.
They got rained out.
I don't gotta get
They got
outside.
rained out. They
You
got
gotta get
stood up.
outside to know what's going on. Burning Man is one of the biggest festivals ever. They all be in RVs, and they just go out there and they let that coochie out, bro.
Without showers?
Sex and rock and roll.
Nobody showers
in the
they are in
desert.
the desert.
In RVs.
It's in the
No, they're
desert,
homeless right now.
Slimmy. It's the
They're
desert.
in the desert for like a week or
coochies
whatever
is too
with no
ripe.
showers. They smell so bad.
They too ripe. Don't do it.
Slimmy, they in the desert, bro. It's what's called Burning Man.
They be high.
Yeah,
They
I'm
don't
cool.
care.
I'm cool. Y'all go and have fun. That ain't for me.
No, I ain't never went to Burning Man. Why would I go to Burning Man? I don't
Showerless
even like
coochie.
RVs.
Did
That's
you
a
say
white people
showerless
thing.
coochie?
Yeah, showerless coochie. Never.
I don't
Never.
even like RVs.
Keep that monkey soap with you at all times.
RVs
I
are
don't give
really
a fuck
nice
where
now.
you at.
I don't like traveling in an RV. That's why they make airplanes.
How's it an
no,
L
I
for
would
me? Because I
love
don't
it.
know about Burning Man.
Hell no.
They're not taking showers and they having reckless sex. No, that's not an L for
RVs
me.
is
That's a
way
W.
too much work. The
I
prep
would love
form,
to take an
all of that
RV across several states. I mean, I
Hell
can only go one way. I'm gonna have to fly back, but
Hell
I would
no.
just love to take a big long road trip with a bunch of snacks and music, like in an
Then you
RV
gotta
so I
find
can
a
move
place.
around.
Here's the thing: you gotta find a place to park it. As far as like do the
They're
hook.
all over.
Yeah, but usually they be in the fucking trailer parks and shit, man. It's like it's not hitting. It's not like what you think it is. Like,
This nigga said I get an L because I know about this record.
and
Bullshit.
it's not like a tour bus. It's like an RV. It's different. And the ones that they be in, it just ain't hitting, bro.
That's true. They be old school RVs.
Yeah, they look like
Not even be the new ones.
70s. They be everything.
They be
everything.
like middle.
They're brown on the inside.
And the outside.
Not stainless steel.
And the outside.
It's a certain type of white person that go. I'll just say that.
A dirty one.
No, that's what I'm saying, dog.
Filthy.
I don't think. I mean, these chicks was busting it down for a real one. It was, yeah. But see, that's what I be telling people. I think that as every decade gets worse as far as how people communicate and interact with each other. So when we talk about, okay, this is how it was in the 90s and the 2000s or whatever, and we used to go up to girls, these niggas can't imagine what. And it's also funny when they say stuff like, oh man, you must have been a lame in high school. I don't know what kind of high schools y'all go to now.
Oh man, they was going.
But it wasn't what y'all thought it was.
They was going.
I don't know what high schools they went to.
Gone.
Nigga, I went to a high school with over 2,000 people in my freshman class. How many people is
That's
there?
a lot.
My freshman class was over 2,000 people, bro.
We had
1,000.
My school was 8 floors. 8 floors. I'm telling you, it was massive. Y'all need to research it, bro.
That's so crazy.
It was 8 floors. That's how big my high school was, bro. Multiple buildings, 8 floors. Nigga, it was people fucking under the stairs.
People under the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
They're coming out with a new one.
They needed to tear that. They needed to tear that high school down.
People under the stairs.
Yeah, they're coming out with a new one, I heard.
We don't need that.
Oh, wait, no, wait. Pet Cemetery.
Shit, even the nerds was fucking.
Yeah, people under the stairs. Hold on.
We don't need that.
Oh yeah, the band nerds was definitely getting it.
Even the nerds was busting it down. What is y'all ROTC? They was busting it down. Everybody, Auto Shop, man, everybody was busting it down. I'm like, man, what y'all talking about? This is weird.
You had all that happening at your school?
Yes.
Well, 8 floors. He had a little city going on.
Bro, our senior trip. Where was y'all senior trip?
The class.
What was y'all senior trip?
Ours was Cedar Point.
Nigga, we had the ski trip.
Where was our senior trip?
Our senior trip was a ski trip. You know how crazy that is for fucking high school kids? A ski trip.
Fun. Yeah.
It's insane.
Did we have a senior trip?
We did. I couldn't go. I got.
I don't know. You know, my high school, we were a little. We didn't get to do everything that a lot of other schools did.
Bro,
Dang, I wish somebody
we had all of that junk, bro.
I wish somebody was here from where I'm from. I don't even know if we had a senior trip.
Yeah, they say Jordan Peele might be doing it.
Which one?
People under the stairs.
Oh, I think they went to
the first one was crazy.
They're assuming that's what this film is going to be on October 23rd.
I know that I know that real nerds exist in real life, because anytime you create a new profile just to talk, that is the weirdest shit ever, man. I am not used to this internet still. I'm still trying to figure out some things of how niggas think.
It's a different reality. It's different.
It is, bro. Somebody texted me today and was like, hey man, you on the internet? I was like, dog, I'm watching Netflix. Like I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm chilling, watching. I'm so slow motion. Like when I'm not on the internet, I promise you I'm not on the internet.
So why you don't understand when we not?
I knew that was coming.
You always come for us about not being hip to stuff, and when I'm
because we talk,
when I'm not up here,
we talk for a living. So it's probably important for us. That's like saying, if you're a basketball player, why don't you hoop when the TV? Because you're supposed to have practice.
But you just said when you're not on the internet, you're not on the internet. Why can't we not be on the internet when we not on the internet?
Because you talk for a living.
So do you.
And being on the internet is part research. It's finding out what's going on the internet. How do you think I know that Ilhan Omar got sprayed? How do you know that I know it's going viral?
So is his point that he is on the
It's
internet
confusing
researching or
because
he's
No,
not?
no, no. Listen. What I'm saying is, when I am not working is not just streaming. It's also researching. It's also seeing what's going on in the culture. It's also seeing what's happening on this. It's also editing. It's doing whatever, recording videos, whatever. Right. Sometimes I got to go through my emails and see what people sending and what they talking about, what's trending, what's on Twitter, what's that, what everything. Right. Part of my job is to know what's happening in popular culture. When I cut the computer off for fun, I'm not on the internet. For fun, I do real life things. I go and drive cars. I go to games in real life. I do real life stuff.
Don't say no more.
Carrie is still complaining about getting paid to talk about things that she don't know about.
First of all, you saw somebody in the chat say something about Carrie complaining and getting
I
paid.
don't have the chat up, Carrie. I don't have the chat up.
Anton.
Carrie, it's this thing. It's an
Okay,
arrow. It's an arrow where you can click it and it closes the chat.
Can I?
Do you see it? It says hide panel.
Oh, wait, I did something else. I clicked something else.
Hold on. Oh gosh, we often get cut off.
Everything left. All the commands left. Okay. I'm gonna leave it there because I don't see an arrow. However,
it says hide panel. It's an arrow to move it over. You don't see it? It's in the middle. Up and down. Horizontal.
In the middle of the screen?
No, babe. Okay, you see where the chat is?
On the screen. Not the side chat, the chat that you have scrolling on the screen that we can all see. That chat.
No, baby. So you see where it says live and start?
Yeah, I got that one. Oh, I see that.
Now go down to the middle, and it's right there on the left hand side of the chat. It's an arrow.
Okay, it says hide panel. Got that. But don't you still see the chat on our screen?
Yeah, I'm not looking at that.
Oh, well, I know how to close the other one down.
Jesus.
So
I don't know what just happened.
Anton's trying. It's Callie Anton this time.
How
Whoever
is it
that
Callie
was.
Anton?
Because you can still see the chat.
I'm not looking at that.
Yeah, but you started like you closed the chat.
Okay.
You closed one chat, but you can still see the chat.
You're right. I apologize.
Okay.
Y'all are funny.
Now, I think that you are online, you're researching because you do a lot of reaction videos, right? And then you pick the topics for all of this stuff. So that makes total sense. For us, it would be like we go online and be looking and hoping that the things we see are the things you're going to pick for us to talk about. So if you send us the topics, then we can go do research on the topics so we're focused on what you're going to actually have us speak about.
Or you could just be in tune with what's going on social media, right? Because it's a couple different ways that you can approach this. You can suggest it and say, hey, Anton, can we talk about this tonight? Or you can take initiative, and if you want to just take it over yourself and pick some topics, or all you got to do is pay attention to what's trending. You know what I'm saying? It's usually I pick the most popular subject from a political perspective. Oh shit, somebody got shot. New protester got shot. Like that's a big deal. So some of the stuff, most of the stuff is like we can talk about relationships off the top of our hand. Like that's not something that you have to research.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to like news and politics and things that's happening in popular culture, those are things that you probably just want to be well versed at, right?
The political stuff, government, I got you on that. I agree with that. I think that's one thing. But like this woman, this is nowhere in my algorithm, Anton.
Yeah, but this is not something that you have to research. You don't have to know about a woman saying I fucked in the 80s. That's just you giving your authentic opinion. But when we talking about
give me a
things that's happening,
non-political example.
Alien Omar getting sprayed.
But that I mean government, like non-political, non-government, because I saw that came through my feed. I did see that.
Okay.
So then, okay. So you're more so talking about those types of categories. All right, that I can understand, because I think that comes through all of our feeds, I would think, unless people just don't have any connection to like the news or what have you.
Yeah, I mean,
Quentin.
I don't know. Like, okay, if I was into banking, if I was into banking, right? If that was what my job was, I would probably go and research what was happening on Market Watch and Bloomberg. Like, I would be aware of Jerome Powell when the Fed is about to raise or lower, or keep the interest rates pat. I will be aware of the things that is surrounding the job that I do, because that's what I do for a living, right? If I'm a person that is aware running a restaurant, I'm gonna pay attention to when the Super Bowl is, because I know that that's when people order the most chicken. Like, I'm going to be aware of the things that is happening surrounding my business, because that's my business. And so if I'm going to be great at my business, then that means that, like, I don't wing it on the Millionaire Morning Show. I have probably 10 to 12 different things that's on my itinerary, in addition to me interacting with the chat. They keeping me hip to what's going on, and I'm picking and choosing according to how the flow of the show is going. I might be researching how to communicate more effectively. I might do some reconnaissance to see how this person is doing something great, so I can integrate that into my show. So I'm improving. I'm naturally going to improve, how good I am at what I do, so that I can be the best at it. I can't expect for people to reward me as one of the better content creators and streamers by doing what everybody else do. I'm gonna do it better than everybody else. And so that's why I go and do interviews sometimes, so that I can see how they do their setup. I was learning from Dr. Phil. I learned from everybody, Fresh and Fit. Myron and them, they showed me how they setup is. I gave them some insight on what I do. So, if in my opinion, if people just want to, be regular, then they'll be regular. But if you ever want to take off, then you gotta dial in. Like, if this is what your business is, and you gotta make it your business. You know what I'm saying? You gotta push. And I mean, I'm not saying that this is what y'all have to do, but I'm just telling you what my mindset is a lot of times when it comes to doing something. I'm going to go 100%. I'm going full throttle. I'm not going to leave nothing to chance.
Okay. This is chats.
Anybody have any thoughts on that? What, Anton, don't leave.
So I think it would be helpful if we came up with topics that we wanted to discuss. That way it wouldn't all be like just getting hit with something that we may not know about.
You can't discuss anything that I want to talk about, so that'd be pointless.
Slimmy, that cannot be the only thing you want to talk about.
Hey, it's the only
y'all have a whole channel here. If y'all wanted to come up with a show, if y'all wanted to say, yo, I want to try this out or whatever, y'all literally have y'all have all of the opportunity in the world to do whatever y'all want to do. Like, I don't get it.
We can't see your facial expressions.
I'm not getting back on camera right now because I'm disgusted.
Anton.
What happened?
I'm not talking about it. I don't want.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have something for you.
I'm emotional right now.
You're emotional. Okay, Carl Thomas. I'm so curious about what Carrie's about to come back here with.
Slimmy, I guess he said we can do whatever we wanted to do. How about your pop the balloon? Get back up here.
We just gonna have to freestyle a date.
I don't even know if Quentin is even here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know. I don't know. I don't even know what we doing right now. You know what I'm saying?
Ladies, if you want to get up here and have your shot
I decided that I wanted to
inbox
let you guys. I didn't want to cut anybody off.
Interesting.
What about that whole segment of silence there was just now?
Y'all weren't talking about shit.
Anyway,
That's the whole point. That's why there was silence. That's where you would have jumped in and not cut anybody off.
I didn't have anything to say.
Pop the balloon is coming soon.
So, Anton, are you happy?
What the fuck is that?
Are you sad?
Carrie got new penises.
Are you loved? Or are you angry?
Carrie got new penises.
Why is there water in there?
What is this?
Why is there water in there?
Because they all, like do stuff.
We still don't get it.
Do stuff like what?
Are they sensory?
Yeah, this is it's to help you to express how you're feeling. I gotta order the rest of them. These were the only ones that were at the store. But I'm sensing that Anton is mad. He's angry.
What is taking place right
We
now?
want Anton to be happy and feel loved.
I hope those Muppets never come back.
It's the worst. I have the worst teammates.
thought the Muppets were
worst
funny.
teammates
I
ever.
don't know what just happened just now. That was wild.
Outside of I don't know.
Look at where y'all mind goes. Some of the stuff y'all are calling these. I bought these for my kids. Y'all. Whew.
And so when they're angry, they just grab like the angry one and they're just like.
I have a calm room, so they can go into the calm room and they can grab which ones and like express themselves with what they're feeling, and we could talk it through. And then they get, because I say everybody has a right to feel what they feel, but you're not going to be taken over by it. So let's get through your feelings and move beyond it. So this helps a lot for the two younger ones. But yeah.
Okay.
It's working.
Lord help me.
Like right now, I would if Anton, if I were in front of him, I would be like, pick how you're feeling.
Not
Well,
use your
Anton,
words, but choose
Well, no,
one.
because
That thing gonna get knocked to the
sometimes you
ground.
might not want to use your words, or you might not have the words, or you might use your words. Like it might force you to use your words and explain it. Talk about it.
I invested in an
And you
Osmo,
can say if you
Anton.
need like
Did you
some
do
That
what,
helps.
Molly?
I said I invested in an Osmo, if that helps, just recently. Gonna try something different.
What is that, Molly?
A Osmo. Well, I got the
You
actual
got
one.
the camera.
Yeah.
Mm.
I didn't get
Oh,
the one with the gimbal. I got the other one.
that's dope.
Well, we want to talk about what we got. I have a Tim's machine since we being random and just all over.
Well, I'm letting him know I'm investing
What
in
is going
myself
on?
That's
Is
nice.
that an
with
old?
the vlogging equipment,
Are you gonna
just as
vlog,
a
Molly?
vlog. I don't know. I've been feeling led to do something, so I'm investing towards it.
That'd be dope.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that, Molly.
Thank you. I have I don't know, no vision for it, but
I like that.
But maybe that's what happens. You start, and then as you're going, the vision develops. Like you find out what you like, you find out what your audience like, find out where you're comfortable, and
it
dial
would be
in.
a completely different audience though. Like I'm a nerd. I like science, tech, reading. So a lot of these people in
I'd
this
watch that.
chat don't like that.
You're
Not
intelligent.
all of them, not
It's
all of
cute.
them, but it wouldn't be necessarily pop culture. I'll put it like that.
I'd watch that. I read
Unless it
them.
was something relevant.
I'm with you on that.
People are not gonna appreciate me till I'm gone.
Oh, we appreciate you.
I drove to Dallas just to go eat dinner.
I'm talking about the world.
This is so weird talking to eyes and this black screen. Why don't y'all come on camera?
I'm gonna leave a void in this bitch. Watch.
I like tacos.
Didn't I tell y'all that Slimmy, I mean not Slimmy, Anton and Quentin, they go into these spaces.
No, I'm serious.
It's just
We believe you.
I think I'm playing. But watch.
So Molly, what give me a book that you would be talking about.
I'm reading several different ones. I'm getting on my like Stephen King whole collection right now, but everything right now is kind of like fiction. One of them is American Psycho. I'm reading that. And the other one is Lovecraft Country. Because some of them who have movies or shows, I like to compare it to the book because the book is
The
always
book is
better. So I'm like,
always
what am
better.
I missing? So that's what I'm doing right now. And then everything else is accounting and business and numbers. Boring.
I'm gonna put him. This is creeping me out. So
Don't put him next to me.
Yeah, I can't take it. It's
Put him down there
much.
next to the black box.
It's too much.
Let him look at Anton's box.
Uh-oh.
Pause.
Pause.
Pause. What the?
What are we doing up here?
Now he's never coming back on camera.
What's going on?
That's Kim.
What?
That's funny.
So did y'all
what I realize is girls are gold digging whores.
Didn't you just say like a week or two ago that you don't say women are whores? This time you're saying
You
girls
can't
are
say
whores.
that. You can't. That was a week ago. It's today. Like I got more information.
I told you.
When I get more information, I can change my fucking mind. Like
I'll tell you, that's the
stupid.
cousin you gotta tell your friends. Listen, he's cool.
That's just. Why would you say? Well, you said a week ago. Like
Because you said you didn't say it then. When you do say
I
it,
didn't have
all the
AIDS a week
time.
ago, and I have AIDS today. Like what the fuck does that mean?
Like he was so
Well,
nice.
you didn't
to
have
you
AIDS
last
2
time.
weeks ago. Like what the fuck?
Be nice to you next time. Just let him. Don't say
I
nothing.
thought you
Yeah,
need to move
I
his
think
eyes somewhere
He-Man
else.
is gonna be woke, Jay. I think He-Man is gonna be woke.
So
I saw
everybody-
rainbows in the trailer. Definitely gonna be woke.
So we have 4 people off camera now.
No, y'all said that that box thing. I had to remove myself.
I think you need to put Miss Sanchez up here since we're the people that are
Absolutely
currently
not.
on
I am
screen.
cool. Okay.
There you go.
Wait.
And then when Molly comes back, I don't know. We're gonna have to suck it in and squeeze her up here so that they can just be down there.
What's going on?
Did y'all figure
I
out
had to
the,
plug my phone in. It's kind of messed up.
Did y'all figure out the topic thing
The
Hold
topic
up.
thing.
with Anton?
Wait a minute.
Did y'all solve the topic issue?
I'm just gonna go with whatever y'all go with, because
Queen Molly.
I mean, it wouldn't be something to come up with like today, because then what if something major happens tomorrow?
No, I mean in terms of you guys coming up with topics versus what all the options he was saying. If y'all have topics you wanted to discuss.
Let's talk about
Or
2000s
maybe
music.
Talk
we
about what?
usually
Anton, do you need help on the day of? Maybe
Nope.
He's like, nope, absolutely not.
Me
So you
nothing.
said talk about what?
I don't need nothing from nobody.
2000s music.
2000s music.
Yeah.
Someone told me I
That's
had
how
pretty
they-
teeth.
Let's talk about how they changed the megahertz on the keys, like from on A. How they changed the frequencies of things. Start there, and then we'll go into 2000s music. I have a playlist.
I tried to change the frequency of my box in my car, and it didn't work.
Clown Slimmy at your own risk. It's never too late for a block party.
All right.
Never
It's
too
like
late.
it's like 2 for 42 hertz, and I tried to get it down to 33, and it didn't work.
Why did you want to go to 33?
It's lower.
Yeah.
Oh, milk. No way.
All right. Well, let's see what's happening over here in these super chats.
Meaning of existence. I'm going to write these things down.
You just put a port in the box. But I couldn't do it right.
That's what she said. Yo, it's Eric TV. Slimmy knew
Fuck
what.
you.
You're going to just glaze right past that so you didn't catch it.
Master interrogation. I was born in 72, pure Gen X, and that nasty 304 is lying. We would shame women, that had high body counts and wouldn't touch them 304s. Construct icon was waiting for the old lady to say Norman. Creepy. Zero fallout. It's all because they lost in life and they mad they gave up the box with nothing to show for it. That's why we have women dragging men from years back.
Facts.
Master irrigation. Did I say interrogation last time? Master irrigation. When 304s had high body counts, they got trains ran on them in school staircases and under the bleachers in high school. That 304 lying. Daniel was always learning. How does she remember 40 years ago?
How doesn't she?
Mama 867 reminds me of my mom when I was young, just as fast.
What?
Iron Spider. She's jealous of the younger girls, that's all. Dre 808. Ice is the real soul icy boys in Brick Squad.
So I say.
Oh, thank you. Because I sorry. Daddy and the Caddy, liberal white women racking up more bodies than Rambo. Master irrigation. Them 304s would sneak out and climb through our window for the D staircases, football stands under the basketball bleachers, and the gym. They made you. You just said y'all wouldn't even mess with them. Now you saying they made you F. I don't know, Master irrigation. Sounds like you was doing stuff with them. M.K464. Women will throw themselves at men and then start regretting and blame men for that. In other words, even if I gave myself to you, why did you take it?
Yeah, that's what it seems like be going on sometimes.
Handsome T100. It's a white woman in college right now who's going to tell this same story in 30 years.
Facts.
Yo, it's Eric TV. I'm happy I'm single. Being a bachelor seemed best.
And she gonna be campus loop.
V1.
Acting like she a virgin.
80s was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. J Massey. Slimmy, what's your email? I want bag chaser hat and also join the Patreon.
Also what?
And also what, nigga? Like, I think you said it also. What the fuck?
No, join the Patreon and you'll
Patreon. Yeah.
Join the Patreon and then you'll
Love and drugs.
What?
Daddy and the Caddy. It's called Burning Man because you leaving with something.
Facts.
BK Finest in the desert on the horse with no name.
And you're gonna be dirty.
V1 in Cali, we got Coachella, Stagecoach, EDM, and Aftershock Festival. Same thing is still happening. Burning Man in Nevada is wild. Been to all of them. The Roots, if you smoke, and it's crazy too. El Costa Gador. In the late 70s and early 80s, we was swapping girlfriends. The girls were the aggressors. High tolerance 2500. Perhaps convo for another day. Cat, I know fiance is the breadwinner, and word is he's scrambling and is stressing to make adjustments necessary to sustain her lifestyle. Thoughts?
Don't ever do that. You probably better off just separating from the woman because once she got the money, she got the power. Like, unless she just totally respects you, you in a bad spot, player. You don't even want to like. Nah, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be there.
Yeah.
What is that, Quentin?
That picture.
What?
Oh no, those noises he was making.
I don't know, just nothing. Girls are just dumb.
You have a comment on this one?
No, just in general. Like every time, like I talk to a new girl, I know how dumb they are.
What?
Okay, so back to the super chat at hand.
like you're like, oh, you're dumb too type of shit. That's what, I don't know what that super chat made me think that.
What is happening?
Okay, so to address that super chat, I don't think that he should do that. If he's stressing and he's trying to get married, it's going to get more stressful, and that's just not going to go well. Like I think it would be different if he wasn't engaged, or maybe even had a lengthy engagement. Tried to figure out if he could maintain the lifestyle, and then decide from there what you're going to do. Either you will make the money, or she's going to have to downgrade. But I don't think stressing about it.
It's not gonna last if she makes more money. That way you can.
Well, and I don't think it's going to last if you feel the need to adjust and make all these changes to clearly how you choose to live in order to sustain how she's living. Like, she should be getting on your program, or maybe y'all be on the same program. So
I spoke to a chick the other day, and she said the reason she's single because in all her relationships she's the boss.
That makes sense why she's single. Yeah, yeah. So good luck though. We'll tell your friend good luck.
I hope she's not listening.
Master Irrigation, we had 304s coming out. He keep telling us about these 304s that he did not mess with. We had 304s come in our locker room, and we ran through them 304s. They was effing and sucking and wanting to be a raggedy ass 304s. Boy, they was getting it in and in and in. Dre, we had this one chick, her nickname was Squirtle. Squirtle Squirt.
Wow.
See?
Pokemon.
Danielle is always learning. A lot older women messing with illegal boys in the 80s. Christy Chris, is Anton still married? Of course,
don't read that.
married.
Don't read that.
We don't got no. Of course, he's married. 20 years strong. Mr. G Rap 8405. Carrie will easily make any scam caller in Bangladesh crash out in frustration while walking her through simple instructions over the phone. My dad taught me how to get them to feel real bad that they called. You want to call me right now? You really? Okay, here we go. Master Irrigation, y'all need to pull up the song by Two Live Crew, Throw That D-Man, Daytona Spring Break, and Florida Classic, Lord Have Mercy. Master Irrigation is having flashbacks.
I was gonna say he reliving
having
the heyday over there.
Me University. Before wedding, big a no-no. Women were more feminine pre-90s. Free love movement was an overreaction to the country split over the Vietnam War. Jay Massey, Slimmy, you're right. She's a foe. Woman, stay on cold, stay out the way, and get the dough. I can't rap, but I can stack hella rack. Is this a rap? That's facts bars. Anton, should I invest in ABTC stock and crypto? I don't know. Gone. Marco Suavito, 80 giving y'all free reign to do something and y'all fumbling. Well, he also just told us about that.
Nope, I'm putting together a plan.
Yeah, I'm about to say he just told us too. Y'all be anyway. Daniel is always learning. Boss is saying get your ASS to work, and we be here 3 nights a week. Destiny Roshan, you should, Molly. The girlies need your voice. Oh yes, let me be here 4 nights a week, and most of us tune in on Monday nights in the comments. Black Rose City. Hi, Molly baby. I got Arc Raiders ready for you. Hit me up. Daddy and the Caddy. Carrie brought her. No, I did not.
It's a video game.
This is from Hand to Learn, okay? Yeah. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. But it's
I was just gonna say, I don't know if that makes it any better.
Hashtag icon. Girls, what's the 3 physical attributes you prioritize?
On ourselves or like in a man?
Yeah, for who? The man or for us?
If it was me, I want
for a man.
clear skin,
for a man,
flat stomach, The rest is like
I don't know.
negotiable. No rolls in my back.
I think I'm a
Not
bad.
for you, for a
Well, I
man.
wasn't sure. Well, I'm gonna answer for both. Anyway,
Slow motion.
I don't know. I'm a bad person to ask that. Master irrigation. Football player and athletes know who all the 304s is. Carrie, trust me. Now you saying you just know, but we know you know.
I think he
No,
just
like Adam knew
pulling
Eve.
everybody's leg.
But I agree with you because even at I ain't gonna put my college out there like that because it'll make them sound horrible. But yeah, I know y'all football players, especially y'all collect data. Jay Massey also was typo, no gay shit. Slimmy, LOL. How you write an extra word though? I mean, I guess it happened. William Collins, Carrie, your thoughts on Bosch versus Love case? I honestly, you're testing me to see if I know? I don't know about Bosch versus Love case. Do y'all know about Bosch versus Love? I don't know about it, William. I'm sorry. Jay Massey, yo, did y'all see the movie Misery? Yes.
I think he's talking about when we were talking about Chris Bosh and Kevin Love. That's what I think.
While I was up here, y'all were talking about that?
Yeah, everybody was up here, but y'all wasn't talking. It was just me and Anton.
Dang, I must have zoned. Tonight?
No. This was a while ago.
Oh, okay.
I think he's being funny.
I got you. I think he was too. All right. I think I got everything right. Yep. Chat, we appreciate y'all for real for rocking with us tonight. And if you haven't again, please do us a favor and hit that like button. We will be back on Thursday. Tune into the Millionaire Morning Show tomorrow. I think Anton said y'all might be doing frame fights on Sunday.
He said next week.
Okay.
Next week, because it's Miss Sanchez's birthday weekend.
Oh, right.
And she'll probably be out to brunch and in the city cupcaking.
Doing better things with my time.
Are you still coming to Houston?
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
my outfit's ready, guys, for Friday. I can't wait to see what y'all gonna look like.
Amazing.
Y'all getting dressed up?
I'll do me.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
We getting dressed up for her birthday.
You gonna put in your Superman velour suit?
It was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, sorry.
As long as he's wearing the shoes with the tassels, that's all he needs.
Okay, so let's start with the shoes. I don't wear those shoes. I got them to support Kyrie.
Do you have one of those outfits where you can, if you do it this way, it makes one picture, and if you do it that way, it shines a different way? Like the
Pardon me?
thing? You know the sequin thing?
Why would I have sequins, Gary? What are we doing here?
I didn't know you might have some kind of funky thing, like, where it might show the character one way, and then you.
Wait.
I think when you said sequins, you lost him, but there's got to be.
You realize, that was 20 years ago.
That's true.
That was over.
That's true.
But you say that like there's not a comic on your shirt now.
This is Magneto. I mean, I'm not gonna change that I wear.
I'm not saying you should.
But yeah, I don't wear that. I don't wear
You
stuff
had
like
a
that.
decked out version of the casual versions of that.
Like a fancy
Absolutely
comic
not.
shirt.
No. Why would no.
No fancy comic.
Okay.
This is my
No.
dress up comic shirt.
Absolutely not. No.
Like,
that was actually the furthest I went.
Shiny blazer. Don't y'all think he has like a shiny blazer somewhere? I feel like he does.
A shiny blazer?
You seen those blades? I wish
Like a green one or something.
Well, green is my favorite color, but I don't have a shiny green.
Green is my favorite
What do you
color.
mean shiny?
You got a suede.
Like
Like a Michael Jackson shiny?
like shimmery, like.
So you're still talking about sequence?
Not.
Maybe she wants you to wear like one of those
glitter.
aluminum foil looking type situations.
Hey, y'all trying to have me look crazy out here.
Somebody feel like Puff Daddy shiny. Oh my god. I don't know, but Miss Sanchez, are the guys doing it too, or is just us?
I think it's just the ladies.
Really,
I
Slim?
think she wants everybody.
He knew he
Willy
was supposed to
Wonka.
be doing it anyway.
Huh?
She wants everybody to dress up.
He know about it. He
Nah,
trying
yeah,
to.
it's funny.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Right.
I don't know how that's gonna look, man. Being up here sweating in it.
Turn the air on.
Do you realize what city I'm in? It's cold here.
Look,
Why would I
keep
turn the
my
air on?
year round. So I don't
Why
care
would I turn
what-
the air on?
I don't care what it is outside. At 29, my air was on 65. I don't care.
Slimmy, the last time you came up here with a tux and all whatever you had on, you kept it on till halftime. Then you took it off. That's fine.
I'm not gonna wear that again. I can't. No, I
No,
can't do
I'm just
that. You can't do that.
at
Can't wear
halftime.
the exact same shirt and tie hookup.
No.
What was that for? New
You only
Year's?
have one?
No.
I think that was New Year's.
No, it was
No.
100,000. It was for him.
Oh, yep. You're right.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, no.
You're right. When I watched y'all pajama thing, two of the dudes didn't dress up for. Well, Anton went to go put his robe on later, but he didn't come dressed for the night.
Yeah.
We need another pajama night.
Well, I can't participate.
Why you sleep naked?
Lord Jesus. All right. Well, on that note, we're gonna let y'all go. Chat, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We have a wonderful evening. We will see y'all later. Peace out. Bye, y'all.